Am I late? Am I on time? You guys hear me? Testing, testing. Oh man, should be live. Mm, we'll give it a minute here. Yeah, okay, that's good. Mm, all right, we are live. What's going on, everybody? So a few things, some old business. I want to say hello to my kids if they're watching. Hi. Hope you guys had a good day at school. Um, I have a video out this week, which I feel bad about because I was doing really good, right? Really consistent, and YouTube likes consistency. So I'll definitely try to get one out this week, but there's not a whole lot going on. I'm just waiting for parts to come in. Uh, we got the room in the shop winterized for the most part. I got the uh, plywood up over the big hole in the one wall and the back wall. So I hung up another light. I need to get like one more light though. Still a little dim in there. So um, we got that done this week. We worked a little bit on my brother's Power Stroke. So I'll probably have a little bit of footage of that in the next video, which will probably honestly just be an update video on what we've been doing on the shop. So I'll probably like maybe get that out tomorrow night because it's been in the 60s the last like 3 days, and it's going to be in the 60s like the next 2 days. So really trying to get as much done as possible while it's nice out. Hi Tom, how's it going, buddy? Robert's here. How's it going? But yeah, so uh, that's kind of the plan for the next couple days. I got tomorrow off. I got Wednesday off. So um, I might work one of the days, but I really don't want to. It's so nice out. Like I can work when it's like 30 degrees out, right? Why worry about working now? So um, but I'll have my kids Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. So that kind of eats up most of my day. Oh well. So again, hi kids if you're watching. uh, I told my boy the other day. I was like, if you ever miss dad, you want to see what dad's up to, just look on dad's YouTube. I told him the name, So hopefully, he'll start watching, see what I'm up to, because he's 7. He misses me a lot. So, what else has been going on? A bunch of parts showed up today. Well, I don't have it on me right now, but I bought some Schedule 40 pipe. This right here is a stainless steel one, but I bought some mild steel one um, for the Iron Duke turbo project. So I'll be welding these together soon. I got another one. It's over there somewhere. But I got two T's and then two of these. So two of these and then two T's in the middle, and then yeah. So that'll be pretty great. I'm trying to find some engine stands, like not a not an okay. Hold on, not like an engine stand that like rotates, but like one of the ones that are on like four wheels and roll around. I want to get a couple of them. There's one on Amazon right now for $44 from Jegs, and it's probably the cheapest one I can find. There's like another one that's on eBay for like 53, so like within a couple of dollars, but it's the cheapest one. An engine cradle with wheels. Yeah, I want to get two of them. I want to put the K24 on one, and I want to put the Iron Duke on another, so I can put them in my little engine room and roll them around. Somebody else is here. Who's here? Hi, Levi. How's it going, buddy? Cut them crash bars out, bud. Get them out of them doors. Get them out. Cut them. Um, You can still keep your power windows. I don't think that's going to affect it, but anyway. So okay, so uh, guilty pleasure of mine is watching Brian Cabral's channel. You know, good old Brian, and he um he mentions me a lot. He mentions me far more than I mention him, which is funny, but I digress. Why do I watch him? I watch him, you know, I watch him just to see what he has to say, which is why I watch like anybody, right? Uh, he has it in his mind though that I'm not allowed to watch him or something to that effect. It's kind of strange. Um, he calls me a troll for watching his channel. I mean, like if we use his logic against him, right? He talks about other people's channels. So am I just a troll because I actually watch the content and comment on it? Because according to him, he never watches anything. People just tell him about it, right? So is he less of a troll because he talks about it without watching the content first? To me, you know, that's coming from a place of ignorance, right? Because you don't have firsthand uh, knowledge of the subject you're talking about. Anyway, dude's nuts in a good way, though. I like Brian. He made me remember my love for Horshack and Stalker. So that'll be fun. Levi says we're doing more than cutting those out. Lol. Cutting the whole rear out of the car. What are you doing that for? What are you doing that for, bud? Tell me. Tell me more. So I posted. If you guys aren't in the YouTube, or not YouTube, if you guys aren't in the Facebook group, I highly recommend you go join the Facebook group. It is called the Tall Garage, and we are how many members we got here now? We are 27 members deep right now, which isn't a lot, but I posted a picture. I posted a couple things in there. I posted some of my Hemi parts that I've been collecting over the last couple years. A picture of that in there. Um, but the Hemi block, as I've mentioned before, is at the machine shop. So I talked to them today. They still haven't gotten to it, right? Typical machine shop. They never get to it. And see, what's going to happen is I'm putting money away for it, right? But something's going to happen. So when it is done, I'll have spent the money that I put away for it, right? That's what's going to happen. So, but yeah, so I talked to them a little bit today. I got some, what do you call it? Pankle, Pankl, Pankle rods. Real nice H beam forged rods. I think they're 6.2 inches long. Real nice, real nice. They have Honda rod journals, Honda rod journal sizes, which is like 1.8. Well, it's supposed to be 1.888, but NASCAR used 1.850. So they're 1.850 rod journals, and the crank on the Hemi has 1.9 like 37, right? So it's like 80 thou or some shit. That I'm gonna make them smaller for these rods, but the width is real close. I think stock rod width is like 901 in a 0.901, and these rods are 0.905. So real minimum, like won't take much to like clearance the rods. But anyway, I talked to them, the machine shop, about about bringing the crank in because it needs turned. I'm hoping the mains clear up at 10 because I found 10 under main bearings, right? So I'm hoping they clear up at 10, and then take the rods down to that Honda size. And also, I'm going to see if they can offset stroke it, right? So if we can get an offset stroke, I should be able to get half of what we're turning it down. So we're turning it down 80 thou. I should be able to get another 40 thou stroke. I mean, it's not a lot, right? But every little bit counts. So that'd be cool. Let's see what we got. Got my old Dodge Rams cab painted and clear. Oh, cool. What color? What color did you go to, bud? We're gonna we're gonna have some decent stock style suspension, so I can put more than 800 horsepower to the ground. I'll be updating the channel about the car soon. I'm planning on making double my power now. Double, huh? What are you making now? Remind me what you're making now. Robert, the truck's turning out nice, buddy. Thank you, Levi. Ooh, Viper Red. Hey, let's go. That's a nice color. It's a very nice color. Um, so that's kind of like where we are at the Hemi. I need to bring two. I'm going to bring all the rods in because the rods are used, and who knows how many. They probably didn't get used much, right? But I'm going to have them check all the rods, make sure, like the sizing, their size right, and whatnot, and then bring them the crank and let them. It's like so they have a guy. The machine shop has a guy. He does all. He does all not all of their crank grinding, but he has a home shop. He's been doing it forever, right? So I guess he's the guy. So we're gonna take that there and let him do that. But that's all that's really going on the Hemi. Besides the fact that I am looking into who to have rebuild my rockers because they're not in bad shape, but they're just all seized. Like I don't know, like if you guys want to go look at the picture group, but but yeah, so it's just basically collecting parts right now and saving money to do the build. It's gonna be a great build. I'm really looking forward to it. Have I told the story before? But I think I've told the story before. If I haven't told the story before, let me know about where I got this engine. But it's a good story. Oh man, I just ate. Sorry, just ate dinner. So others. Oh, what else? Okay, so the the rusty Mustang, the Rustang is in the shop finally. It's actually in the garage. So when I get some free time, I'm gonna start tearing into that. Main goal right now is just to tear the front end all apart. I gotta get the engine out of it, obviously. So hood off, fenders off, all that. I need to really look at the front uh, shock towers, struck towers, whatever you want to call them. So that's like where them cars. If it's solid there, I don't feel bad about the rest of the car. So should be good. That and like the torque boxes, which are I think they're like behind. They're like under the floor somewhere. I don't know. I don't know Fox buys that well, but I know torque boxes are important. According to my ET and weight calculations, 800 ish. According to the dyno, 600 ish. So you're gonna be putting. Hold on. What did he say? He said, hold on. If I can put down more, you're gonna make 16 to 1200 horsepower, Levi. Is that what? And how are you doing that exactly? What combination are you going to make that kind of power with? I'd like to know because that's a lot. But yeah, so the Mustang, from the driver's side, the car is perfect. Like it's the perfect. The bottom needs blacked out a little bit more because it's like two tone, right? It's like an orange on top, and it's black on the bottom, and like the bottom needs blacked out a little bit more, and then like buff up that orange on top. But it's like the perfect shit box from the driver's side. It really looks good. Big turbo and rod and piston LS engine. Yeah, so you're gonna go forged piston or forged piston and rods and just a bigger turbo. Okay, I guess. Um, yeah, I mean, it'll do it. Just it'll do it. Just go conservative on the tune. I'm all about going conservative on the tune. Oh, I'm a big fan of big turkeys. I don't know if I'm gonna go if I need that much air, I'd probably go like dual turbos instead of one big one. Maybe I don't know because you know two. I don't know, like I don't know. I don't know. I've never made that much power before. I don't think I ever want to make that much power, to be honest. Like I'm happy with like the 600 Ranger makes. You know, like I said, I'm just happy with that. So, um, this weekend? I have my kids this weekend. Next weekend, I'm going to pick up the Ranger with our. I'm gonna take the Ranger. I'm gonna go pick up the engine for the S10 um, of the quote unquote garbage truck. So I gotta, well, it's not gonna be hard. Like I'm gonna keep it basically stock. Like I don't really know. I'm gonna look into it a little bit more, but it's a 3100. It's a 95 3100, and I'm probably just gonna leave it all stock, and I'll upgrade the injectors, obviously, and injectors, and that's about it. Really, just injectors. I haven't really seen that. I'm pretty sure it is coil on plug or coil near plug already. So yeah, so I'll just put bigger injectors in it, put it on E85, and then I'm gonna build. I'm probably gonna build a twin turbo setup for it, the same way I'm doing with the Ranger, or not the Ranger. The same way I'm doing with the Iron Duke. I'll just I'll make a flange, and I will. Yeah, I think I don't know, like two. So Levi, you might know this, dude. So when it comes to twin turbos, so two smaller turbos will equal one bigger turbo, right? So if I have two smaller turbos that are like 300 horsepower turbos, that'll be 600 horsepower, right? Is that how that works? I'm not really sure. Pretty sure that's how that works. Cause yeah, I'm pretty sure you just double it. So yeah, the plan is will be so I'll probably use like two of the turbo I'm putting on the Iron Duke. It's like the smallest eBay turbo you can get. It's like a GT25 or GT28 or T28, something like that. But I'll probably put two of them on and do twins. I've never done a twin setup before, so I think that'll be fun. But I'll do some CAD work and make this a log manifold. I'll use these and weld it up, put a flange on it. That'd be pretty cool. But it's going in an S10. I have the S10. I haven't showed that video yet. Like it's pretty crusty. It's been sitting since like '92, so it's only like 3 years old. But like it's been sitting a long time. So 90 millimeters, swallow your head, huh? I'm a Mopar fan, but it's hard to argue with LS. Like it's hard. It is. It's like being a fan of anybody, right? Because like you want a roller cam, I already got it. You want good flowing heads, I already got it. You want uh you want a cross bolted bottom end, you got it. You want like a good valve angle, like what's it called? Like canted, like what are they? I forget, like the valve, the angle the head is to the valve and the block or whatever. Like I know that like small block Chevy only has anyway. Point is, like I already got it. Like there's a lot of race car stuff in LSs, so it's pretty great. If I could afford a big block Chevy, I'd do that. Wait, oh, see, here's the thing. What about them tall deck LS blocks they're making now, Levi? They got like 500 cubic inch LSs running around. Do you see them things yet? Dude, I'm saying, hold on. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Tall deck LS engine. Uh, let's see. I don't remember. It's like a 500 cubic inch LS. Uh, yeah, right. Oh, that's not it. Uh, anyway, point still stands. I don't know where it is, but like, there you can get them tall deck blocks and put massive, and they got like longer sleeves and shit. Put massive amounts of stroke and bore in them. Like it's basically a big block at that point, dude. Like I'd do that if you want like that kind of power. Theoretically, yes. In real life, probably not because the turbo kit efficiency, but according to perfect world math, yes. Oh, Dean's here. Dean's here. Kiwi check from the antipodine lobster ring. I don't speak whatever language Dean speaks, but I'm happy he's here. Out of my budget, Ken. Well, I can barely afford normal stuff. I mean, it's out of your budget now, but like save up. I think the block's only like $4,000. So like tax time, or whatnot to save up, right? That's what I do. That's what I do. I was watching side scrollers. I thought it was live. Sometimes I'm not. Side scroller sounds familiar. Side scroll. That sounds familiar. Is that the Is that the live? Is that the one Razor Fist? Um, is that the one? Yeah, is that the one the Razor Fist and whatnot does? I like Razor Fist. That's how I found side scrollers. If that's what you're talking about, I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but if it is, yes, it is. See, I think that's great, right? Like I like how I'm a big nerd at heart, to be honest. Like um, I follow quite a bit of that kind of stuff, which I don't really talk about because the majority of my audience doesn't, because like car guys, we can't be nerds, fucking carburetors, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, yeah, Raiders Fist is cool. Chad and all them, yep. Yeah, I found Razor Fist a long time ago. I watch him all the time. Most of the stuff he says clicks with me pretty well. Like that video he did a while back on Abraham Lincoln. Like I was like, whoa, blew opened my mind. I was like, man, who knew Abraham Lincoln? Kind of a dick. Kind of a dick. Oh man. Oh. So I was watching Brian, and he was talking about my hoodie. And the only reason I wear this hoodie is because it's freaking cold in here. Like I don't have the money to be keeping my heat on like 75. It's on 65. I like wearing my hoodie. Keeps me warm. The lower part of the southern hemisphere, any spot on Earth, is the point on Earth's surface. What the? What are we talking? Oh, hold on. Antipodine from the anti. Oh, the lower. I don't know. Lowercase rm. You are too humble. I don't know what Dean's talking about. I love Dean though. Dean is the best. Uh, he always comments on everything, and he's great. Dean's great. Like he's probably my number one fan. Even though I don't understand half of what he says, but it's cool. Uh, but so yeah, that's about it, fellas. I had my pad of paper and I was at work today and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit here now. I'm gonna write down topics for tonight. Speaking of topics for tonight, I made a community post the other day, and it said very clearly, if anybody has any ideas for topics, to comment them in it. And I have 2 likes but no comments. So good job, team. We did it. Everybody followed instructions very well. Uh, Dean must have a dictionary. That's thesaurus, right? Uh, I drive trucks and act buff because I was picked on as a kid. Same reason why picked on kids become lawyers. um, I have a hard time dealing with cops because every cop I interact with is shorter than me, and they have like a short man complex. So it never ends well. It never ends well. Speaking of that, like my cop, the sheriff's department called me last night, right? Was it last night? What's today? Monday? Yeah, it was last night. So I was sitting over at my brother with my kids, and we were waiting on their mom to get there to pick them up, and we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. We're like, man, where is she? And I don't really talk to her on the phone or anything like that anymore. So I wasn't about to call her because she knows like Sunday is Sunday dinner at the family, and that's where we always are. That's where we've been every Sunday for like the last year, right? And so I'm like, well, it's been a half hour. Your mom's still not here. I wonder if she's over at my house. So we hop in the car. My house is like 5 minutes away. So we drive over there. She's sitting, with her doucher new old boyfriend because she's dating her ex from before when we were together. Long story, right? And I'm like, I'm in between phones right now. Um, we were always at Kyle's. Why weren't you there? And so anyway, yeah, long story short, cops called me, and I didn't answer the phone. I ain't picking up the phone to no cop. Unsolicited phone call, man. I blocked his ass. Let's see. Lol, I got a ticket a few weeks ago. Dude was trying to stare me down, but he was 5 shook to me. Yeah, every time, dude. It's every time. I swear. To get your own back. Oh man. Uh, yeah, I blocked a lot of people last night. Not a lot of people, but like, um, I must have touched a nerve because dude was messaging me acting all tough, and I just blocked him. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny indeed. When I came in, you were talking about canted valves. Are you going to angle mill this head? Um, I mean, I could, but I don't really have to. And like maybe the next one I could. I've heard about guys doing that with LS heads, but the head's already at like a very good angle, like a very race car angle. Like it's already really good. So I don't think I have to, but um, maybe the next one. What's this? Who is this? JTJ250. What's up, my dude? I don't recognize you. Welcome to chat. You look too comfy for making money. Dude, I don't make any money. What are you talking about? I wish I made money, man. Maybe one day, but until then, this is what you get. When I do start making money, though, I'll buy like a bigger chair, like one of them really plush with like built-in, massagers and whatnot. So, but until then, I'm stuck with this thing. So, which has been a pretty good chair to be honest. Like, obviously it's made out of particle board underneath, right? So every now and then I got to go under there with some screws and fix it. Cause I'm a big guy. I'm like 250 right now, so I definitely put the chair through its paces. Uh, well, according to a ET calculator, 4,000 pounds with 1,500 HP at sea level will give me 8.8. Yeah. Do you need to go that fast? I know you're very proud of your 4,000 pounds, but like, can we put it on a diet? I'm not talking about like an Uncle Tony diet where we're like zipping holes in the whole thing, you know. But like, I'm sure we could like put that old girl on a weight loss plan. In my last job, meritocracy was important, so they were big on the cop walk and body language and Stephen Cowley's 6 Habits of Successful People stuff. You can see the cops read this stuff too and work it. Yeah, I'm not a cop, but my dad was. I know, I know a couple cops, and like they're fine. It's just it's kind of like the bad apple thing, right? Like one bad apple could make their ruins a bunch. And unfortunately, I've had more bad interactions with cops than good interactions. And that's not even like I was doing something wrong, right? I've had more bad interactions like minding my own business. Like here's a good example. Okay, It was like 2015, right? It's 2015. Me and my roommate at the time were like, "Hey, fuck it, let's go to town," right? So we jump in. I had this. It was a '92 extended cab S10, right? And we're in the Rust Belt. So this thing was pretty crunchy, right? But it drove and it got decent fuel mileage, and it was reliable, right? So we left. I disconnected there for a minute. So we left pretty quick, right? Like we were just like, yeah, we need to go to town. Fuck it. So we hop in this truck and move to town, right? So we go to the dollar store, and we're leaving the dollar store, and I'm getting pulled over. I'm like, shit. So the cop rolls up, I'm like, hi, officer. What's going on? And he's like, well, I seen you're on your phone, and we can't be having that. And I looked at him, and I looked at my buddy, and I was like, officer, I don't have my phone because some freak accident, or we both, me and my buddy, we both left our phones at the house, completely unintentional. Because usually my phone is glued to my hip, right? Unintentionally, I left my phone at at the house. And I look at my buddy. I'm like, "You got your phone?" And he's like, "No, no, I left mine at the house too." And the cop obviously didn't believe me. And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna have you get out of the vehicle." I'm like, really? So he gets me and my buddy out of the vehicle, right? And he sits us on the curb. And he's like, do I have permission to search your vehicle? And I'm like, yeah, sure. As long as you put all the trash back in it, because like it was a extended cab and the back was filled with like Burger King wrappers and shit, right? This is like 13. How long ago was this? It was 8 years ago, right? Yeah, it's 8 years ago. So I was a little bit younger and didn't care back then. I didn't have kids back then, shit. And so yeah, so they bring the dog out. I'm like, okay, whatever. This is dumb. So they're searching, looking for phones. And then find a phone. Crazy, right? Who didn't have any phones? They find nothing on us. So he let us go with a warning. Eat a fucking dick, dude. He was just looking for free money. Give me a ticket. Rack your knuckles wrenching and the money will come, dude. I try to tell people this. Like everything I'm doing, I would have done with the exception of like the garbage truck that I'm doing to race JB, right? With the exception of that, everything I'm doing is something I would have did anyway, just with less pizzazz, less on video. It's all the same shit. My dad and all my dad's friends, Army and cops, law, Fun City. Yeah, that'd be fun. On video, of course. Yes, on video, right? It will be 3,900 already with new engine, wink, wink, possibly 3,700, which I'll calculate the ET for. What transmission do you got, Levi? If you're going to zip holes all over, you need to roll the edges like a punch press for strength. Yeah, what do they call it? Die press, die mold, die stamp, something like that. But like I see a lot of like guys do that. They'll like the circle and they like I don't know. I've seen it though. My truck weighs 3,800 pounds, 409 foot-pounds of torque, 727, 2,800 stall, and 390 rear gears. Not sure what that will get me ET wise. I don't know. 787 at 171 quarter mile with third. Dude, lose. Yeah, but that car's too heavy, dude. Like that's just so heavy. Shouldn't have gave consent. Yeah, but I literally didn't have anything to hide, right? Like I knew the dude was an asshole because I didn't have my phone, so I knew he was lying, right? I knew he was lying right off the bat. And what I think happened, and he said, and he even told me the color. That's the thing that blew my mind. He told me that I had a white phone or a white case, right? That I seen your white phone. My phone's black. Okay, I always get black phone. Like who the fuck besides iPod or iPhone people, well, weird fucks. I said what I said. Has a white phone, right? So I knew he was lying right off the bat. So I knew he wasn't going to find a phone, and I knew I didn't have any drugs in the car. So what I'm saying? Like, fuck him. Waste his time. Even all my Motorhead people, Jason's here. Hi, Jason. Which you know what? That reminds me. I should put this in the in here. Put that in there in case anybody wants to join in. Oh, Heavens Mopar here. What's up, buddy? Listening while at work. Have a good night at work. Have a good night at work. Dr. Art's here. Levi has a Turbo 400. So what about going to Power Glide, man? Levi, that'd shave off. I got to shave off some weight, right? Get the old Power Glide. Entertaining evening, guys. Is it? What? Do tell. Our evening or your evening? Whose was more entertaining? But anyway, yeah. So long story short, right? You got a warning, dude. Let us go. Like had the whole force out there, man. Like I don't know if they thought we were like tweakers or something from the condition of the truck we were driving. I don't know. Shit was wild. We laugh about it to this day. White phone, fucking asshole, dude. Like I knew he's like, just why lie? Like why lie? Just the craziest shit, dude. Oh man, I don't know. Like okay, what's another? Oh, okay. Here's a good example, right, of a cop. So I had this diesel Ford Ranger, it was like a 4-cylinder diesel. And I want to say like Zuzu. I don't remember who made the diesel, but anyway, and it was real hard to start in winter if I didn't have it plugged in. And I was at my job, and I got ready to leave, and the to start right. Police station right across the street. Hey, one of you guys want to give me a jump? Came over, jumped me, and away I went. Right. So, oh, what's up?
I can't hear you now.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome.
Brooke says hi.
Hi.
Ken says hi.
Oh. Yeah, man. Get a Power Glide, man. That'll shave off some weight.
Well, the problem is the weight of the car.
Yeah.
The Power Glides are like 3,500 pounds. I mean, that's you're pushing too heavy
Okay.
of a car
That's fair. Yeah,
without
I feel
without buying a really nice Power Glide.
right,
And
right. Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
I don't know if I have the money for that.
Dude, isn't it? It's always money, dude. Like, there's so many cool things I'd do if I had more money.
Yeah, money's my biggest issue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. We gotta be able to shave some weight out of it somewhere. I'm just trying to think. How much
Well,
of the interior is still in it?
I plan on putting the dash back in. It's got the rear seat. It's got both door panels. All of the opera window stuff.
Yeah.
The A-pillar bar things.
Right.
No headliner.
Well, had the back seat could go, right? Just kind of chuck
No,
that out. Why
no.
not? Why
It looks
not?
hideous. It's not. It needs to be a car.
Well, I mean, is it? Yeah, but you want it to be a race car because, like, that's what you want it to be.
I want it to be a race car that looks like it was usable at one point.
So you want to burn out an ice cream race car? Okay, I feel you.
At some point, it'll get a passenger seat and stuff too.
So wait, you have a back seat but no passenger seat?
Yep.
I mean, okay. How about this? How about this? Right? You take the back seat out when you race, and then you put it back in when you're done.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It would only be like 10 pounds, not even.
Hey, man, every little bit counts, right? I mean,
I could just take a dump and throw up and probably lose 10 pounds.
yeah, I mean, that's true. All right, all right. What about like the hood? Like get you a nice fiberglass hood.
I have a fiberglass hood that weighs more than my stock one with the hole cut in it. So
right.
I'm just gonna cut more off the stock hood,
Fair.
probably, and leave it on there. Because I mean, the fiberglass hood that I have has all the bracing, so it's basically like a street hood. So it's not that light.
Fair.
It's not worth it.
Well, I mean, it's just a big old car, man. That's kind of the problem, you know.
Yeah, I built the wrong car to go racing, but it's a lot cooler than something that was light to begin with.
I mean, you could get a different car, right? So keep this car how it is. This car's done, right? You just make it pretty now. And you
Yeah.
get a new, lighter car to go really fast with.
Well, that's the thing. If I put the amount of money that I would do in another car, I could
Yeah.
just make what I have that fast. So,
I mean,
because right now to cert to 750, I need the X bar in the
yeah,
door, the funny car hoop, and like one or two more bars, and then it'll cert to 750, which is way faster than I ever plan on going.
yeah. Well, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I would just build a new car. I got lots of cars, like, and that's part of my problem is I got so much money spread between them that I don't have anything nice. So
Well, mine's not nice per se. I mean, there's some nice stuff on it, but it's not like show car or nothing. I mean, you've seen it.
yeah,
It's still a piece of junk. It just there's some nice stuff on it. It's like lipstick
right,
on a pig, kind
yeah, fair. That's like the Ranger. I mean, it's the same thing. Like I go to the car shows with it. People are like, "Oh man, this is cool." I'm like, "No, it's not," but thank you.
of. Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Thanks for inflating my ego a little.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
makes me feel good that you think it's cool, but like, let's be honest, it's a Ranger. And it's not. I mean, it's fine.
cool is what is that? What would I like to say?
Objective, right?
Yeah, objective. Yeah.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. Well, anything with a motor is probably cool if you
Yeah,
soup it up a little.
I mean, especially with a turbo. Like you put a turbo on anything, a Briggs and Stratton, it's gonna be cool.
Right. Yeah,
So,
turbo on a lawnmower is cool.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I was talking about. Like I'm buying that little V6 to race JB with, and I'm thinking about putting turbos on it, or I am putting turbos on it. So that'll be fun.
I forgot to read the chat, so I've missed out on probably a lot.
Oh no, you're fine. Someone was asking you something. Yeah. So Dean wants you to drill holes in it. Hire a hole person to drill holes everywhere.
Well, if we make holes in it, then I get holes in me when I crash it and die.
I mean, that's what the cage is for. Like okay, how about a glass front nose instead of the
Yeah.
European one?
Um. Yeah. The problem is if I spend that money, that takes away from horsepower, and
Well, you can do that yourself because you have the stock one, so you just get you some of that. It's like a sprayable plastic. You like spray that down real good on whatever you're coating. You get your mat. You make you a nice mold, man. It's all on YouTube, and you make you one. That'd be a good project.
I could probably do it. It's my schedule's fairly solid.
Fair enough. Oh, let's see. Yep, Dean, you need more holes. Yeah.
One right here would work.
Fiberglass front end and bumpers again. What about the fenders? Are the fenders steel?
Yeah, there's on my car now. Yeah,
That's what I thought. I could have swore you said it was all steel at the moment, right?
yeah, all steel, all glass. There's not, and some of these cars that say that they're all steel, all glass, I'll look in the pictures and like the floors are aluminum. I'm like, that's not steel.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
aluminum.
it's
not
aluminum. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
So now you like the all steel, all glass rules blow my mind that like that is allowed. Like, yeah, probably, a few pieces of flat aluminum's probably not saving you a lot, but I put the sheets of steel in my car for the floors and trunk. I know
Yeah.
it weighs a lot. But when I stand on my floor, I don't bend it.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
that.
No, like the Mustang, I'm gonna put a steel floor back in it. Just so like do not that Mustang's crusty. Dude, get you a Fox body, man. Like let's be real here. Fox body, you can make like 2,300 pounds,
Yeah.
and you put a big stupid motor in it, and you just go real fast, man. That's what you.
There's
need.
been several times that I thought about it, and then I keep myself from it because I know how much I hate them, and I've hated on them before because that's just what everybody does, and that's not fun to me. That would take the fun out of it for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. LSs are starting to lose their coolness for me. I mean, I
Yeah.
still love LSs, and if I just want to make something to go fast with, and that's all it's gonna do, I'll put an LS in it, right? But like,
Yeah.
I'm starting to like look at other things just
Well,
because I like putting engines together.
I showed her some videos from the World Cup finals. I mean, there's some like the fastest four, six cylinders there and rotaries, and I'm like, that's way cooler than what I do. I'm like, we have to go see that next year. Like,
Well, like you ever watch that? I think it's on Motor Trend, or maybe it's not, but it's vintage engines. It's anything pre small block Chevy, and they see who can make the most horsepower with them.
that's
So,
crazy.
so you have one guy. He likes to do the Ford, what is the Y block? His name is Vermit something, but he made like 600 plus horsepower with one. And then there's this other guy. He came in second place with like a Gen One Hemi, and he made like just under 600 horsepower. Fucking
Has it,
crazy amounts of power, dude. It's nuts. And
I
this is and
wonder if anybody's tried the Oldsmobile diesel engines.
the old wait. Oh, weren't them V8s, right?
350s, I think. But
Yeah, yeah. I've seen them.
the cylinder walls are like so thick, like you can bore them out like 500-inch motors. So
There's a guy on YouTube right now. He has LS heads on some diesel block. I forget what the hell he's doing, but yeah, it's some GM diesel V8 that like you can bolt LS heads onto. I don't
if I
know what he.
had if I had unlimited money, I would do one just because the bore you can get out of one of those diesel 350s or whatever is insane.
Is it really big?
Oh yeah, I mean, crazy, crazy stuff. I think
Oh, you should have used stop signs for the floor.
aren't those steel still or like an aluminized
Yeah,
steel?
they're aluminum.
Oh, they are. I didn't know that. I didn't know they changed that.
There are English guys who has a 1,600 pound 911 with holes in it. Great car.
Orange and hold.
Yeah. Flawless fiberglass hood for the Charger, but transporting it on top of my car home on a windy house, I've jacked it up real bad. Oof. Oof. Yeah, that sucks.
Fiberglass is not hard to do. It's just a pain in the butt, and then like you get bricks and it itches. I hate it. I
Oh,
hate
dude,
doing it.
it's super itches. Okay, 350 diesel block, 403 old pistons, 430 old crank, 390. Wow, that's a lot. That's big engine.
590 cubic inch.
That's
Yeah, I mean
that's a lot of
600, almost 600 cubic inches is a lot, and
that's
a
a lot of
stock
cubic
block.
inches.
Yeah, that's a huge piston.
uh, the later old diesel blocks are roller cam. Oh no, that's pretty fucking cool.
I mean, you could probably make some power. Like I said, if I had unlimited money, I would probably be building one of those now instead of an
Oh yeah,
LS.
dude. If I had fuck you money, but I don't. One day I'm gonna make money on YouTube, and then
Right?
it'll be
That's the
great.
dream.
Yeah, that is the goal.
It'll never
Watch
happen for me,
art,
but we'll
man.
see.
Tom has four signs on the corner you can have. That's funny.
I'm surprised they haven't put trackers on that. I've seen so many people use like government signs to patch floors. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, dude, my one buddy, I used to give him shit all the time. If I'd go over to a shop, there'd be like 4 or 5 stop signs that like this little they've been ripped out of the ground. It's like, what have you been up to?
Yeah, like I think they even started putting like serial numbers on them. Something like they're gonna go search for stolen stop signs.
Oh man.
3,000 RPM red line for what?
Oh, he's probably talking about that 350 diesel block with the old stuff in it. I don't know. That's probably a lot of fucking stroke, and I don't know. I mean, if you were to do it, you'd want like the lightest pit. I don't know, man. That'd be an interesting build.
Oh, it'd have to be all custom parts. That's the thing. You couldn't
Yeah.
use stock parts to make that kind of power out of it, but you could make the combination probably with stock parts. It just
Yeah.
wouldn't last.
Well, I mean, and like I don't know what no there are no heads that would bolt to it would fucking flow well
Oh
enough to
no.
take advantage of it. Like it'd be
Yeah,
like a
they're
it'd be like a 500 cubic inch caddy that made like 190 horsepower.
yeah. Something that's meant to like torque the brains out, but
Yeah.
8V92 Detroit diesel. I don't know what we had a Detroit diesel, and I have a video of it like puking. So I don't
I
know
don't
what
know.
it is.
I always hear that them old Detroits like to run away, so I'm not.
Well, we made one run away on purpose.
Oh, fun.
I
Yeah.
have a short of it somewhere. It's pretty wicked looking when they're wound for sound.
Yeah, if I had unlimited money, I would buy like a DeLorean and make it not suck.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, well, but
About
yeah.
the only thing they did good with that was made it stainless because
Oh,
it's
I
stainless,
know,
right?
right? Yeah, it's all stainless. Yeah.
So can't rust.
Yeah, that's the coolest fucking thing about it, dude. Oh man, I
What
love
engine
it.
is in those anyway?
Some shitty V6. I forget what V6, but like they're bad. They're not good.
Man, a V8 would be cool in that. It'd be like a Ford GT40 with like horrible aerodynamics, basically.
A couple guys have put LSs in them. But I guess the one guy I remember used a stock transmission. He made like an adapter plate,
Yeah.
and he said like you can't drive it harder; it'll just snap it. And then I forget somebody else did it, but I think they used a different transmission. So
Well, that's like the Fiero people putting LSs in them. It's like it is cool. Don't get me wrong, but like, doesn't it have to have like good parts? Like even just a stock LS would probably be too much torque for them little axles. I would think.
yeah, I hear the transmissions are pretty stout, but I guess it's the axles that are kind of like your limiting factor. Um, like, and that's kind of my goal is if I ever find like a nice cheap Fiero, I'm gonna get the engine out of the Ranger and put it in the Fiero because that engine will bolt right up to the transmission in the Fiero. So Ellis head is 10 bolt, aren't they? Not counting the small bolts. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, I think they're 10. Yeah,
I don't remember.
6, 8, 10. I think they're 10. Uh, when I was in the Army, the armored personnel carriers had a supercharged V6 Detroit diesel. That'd be cool.
I mean, Detroits are like impossible to blow up. The one that we tried blowing up, and I say tried, like we ran it 4 times until it had the oil boiling, and it still didn't kick rods or anything like that. So it was still going, and it would still turn over. It just wouldn't run at that point.
So, do you have any other like car projects you're like working on, or is it all just the heavy mama?
I got that Duramax.
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, I meant more like like pet projects, stuff that you just like to tinker on.
I bought another Malibu.
Hey,
Um,
Malbus.
it's got a title, and it was $300. So
Well, you can't buy much for $300 these days, right? Especially with a title. So
I got it running on starting fluid. I need to finish some of the other projects that are in the way of
right,
everybody else at my household before I can go to that, because I want to see if I can get it running and driving in the driveway, and then I want to cruise it. So try and get it back on the road.
there you go.
38 POS racing. Yeah, I got to get hers car too, but hers just needs tires, and I keep putting it off.
Yeah, winter's coming. I need to go get some tires for the back of the Mustang.
But we have the tires sitting there for when the time comes. I have a time slot available for that.
If you're too busy, man, you gotta find more free time.
It's tough. It's a lot harder than I ever thought it would be.
Yeah, yeah, no, my parents lied to me.
I mean, my parents told me it would be hell, but I didn't think it would be actually hell.
No, my parents were like, "Oh, it'll be fine. You just work hard. You have a family. It just works out." And none of that worked out. So
Yeah, I've tried the working out part, and when you just leave stuff alone, usually it goes bad.
yeah,
Like, if you leave a pizza in the oven for 24 hours, it's probably not going to turn out good. Life is
no,
the same way.
yeah. Oh,
I'm not 100% sure, Wrench. I all I know was it was a Detroit, and we tried to blow it up basically. So
I'm, dude, I'm not a fan of diesels, dude. They all cost too much money.
I'm finding that out with the Duramax.
Like it's just not, in my opinion, dude. It's just not. Gas is so much more fun too. So
It's cheaper, more fun, more widespread available. Like looking for a radiator for this Duramax. So there's not like in gas stuff. There's kind of like a low budget like junk stuff that you don't want. There's a
yeah,
medium like where it's good, but like it's not gonna last forever. And then you got good stuff that's expensive, but you know it's good.
right.
Diesel, it's either cheap and junk or extremely expensive and good.
Yeah.
There's no in between. So trying to do a budget Duramax is like trying to shoot yourself in the foot with the same gun, trying to shoot yourself in the head.
Well, dude, I was at the local diesel mechanic shop today, and they $155 an hour is their shop rate, which is fucking insane to me. And then
Really?
he was on the phone with some guy talking about like injectors. He's like, "Oh yeah, we can test your injectors for you. It's $50 an injector."
Holy moly.
I was like, "Oh my god, there's probably like six of them things. It's so much."
Yeah. Well, that's what mine needs injectors, and like a good set's like 2,200 to 3 grand, and I'm like, I really don't want to pay that.
Well, me and my brother have been working on. He has a 7.3 Power Stroke. We've been digging with, and they're kind of cool engines actually. Like you've watched the Driveway Engineer, right?
Yeah, I like a
Yeah.
lot of his stuff.
Everybody loves Jr. Jr. is great, but he did a video a while back of how to make your own like big number injectors and shit. So we've been like following along with like what he did back then, and it's gonna be a nice truck. I think. I really do think it's gonna be a nice truck. So
He's a little goofy, but like he's telling the truth for the um, majority of people. Like when he was talking about LS swaps and stuff, he's right in the fact of the most majority of people building an LS.
yeah, yeah, no, he hits the nail on the head on the majority of the things he says. Like he like I said, I'm happy I found his channel when I did.
Like people
So
buying the intake like mine to put it on an engine that they're going to drive on the road for, you know, like not a commuter, but like a driver.
yeah,
It's not. There's no need to spend that money. Well, unless you like it. Power wise, for a driver, that intake's not going to make more power than a stock truck intake.
right, yeah,
Like
yeah.
my
Like
application,
I have a Trailblazer SS intake that I was gonna put in the Ranger. Never did. I just don't see the point.
I think the truck and the Trailblazer SS are about similar, aren't they, in power gain?
No, the Trailblazer SS makes like 20-ish more horsepower.
Well, a butt dyno, you'll probably never feel that.
Yeah, you'll never feel it. I mean, it's there. It's a little better. It's everywhere. It's 20 horsepower everywhere. So like, it's
Okay.
not bad, but like, is it really worth all the effort?
Well, yeah, if you already have one running and driving the way it is, why take it apart?
So Dean is really stuck on the 911 Porsches. I want a 944. I don't know if you've ever seen a 944, but they're like an 80s Porsche, and they look kind of cool. And most of them are pretty like crap, so I could probably scoop one up pretty cheap.
Is it like I don't want to say mid-engine because I don't know exactly what it is, but
I'm
they
pretty
look
sure
like a mid-engine car.
it does look. Yeah, it does look like one. Let
I
me pull
think
up.
one of my high school buddies' mom had one.
Like,
Yeah.
and they look here. Okay, yeah. Okay, not. Okay, I'm not gonna buy this one because it's out of my price range. But here, I'll share it. Let's see. Share screen. Uh,
944 is like Porsche's Chevy Cavalier. Okay,
all right.
interesting.
So this thing right here, like, I just like the way the body flows, and I like the hatchback.
Yeah.
Like, I think these are pretty sharp little cars, and I actually think I know where this one's sitting. But yeah, okay. So they're front engine, but
What is that?
looks like a slant four.
Interesting.
It is. I don't. But yeah, put an LS in that. But no, they're like I said, they're neat little cars. I like them a lot. Um,
The 80s
and they
weren't a bad time for cars as far as looks.
no for looks they really do got it going on. Um, let's see. Okay, that's too fucking much. This is the closest one. That's
I
lame,
want to call in
dude.
the background
Like
of that picture.
last summer, I swear there were like a dozen of these things for sale, and now they're all gone. So, but yeah, I like them. If I was gonna buy a Porsche, that would be the Porsche.
Yeah, an 03 Dodge with 87,000 miles, no rust. Well, if you say no rust, what's your definition of no rust, and what's a GM guy or Ford guy's definition of no rust?
Hold on. The 944 is like Porsche's Chevy Cavalier.
Right? Like
Uh,
the cab. Look up Chrysler Conquest. Oh, I know what those are. Those are cool.
yeah, I've seen them. Those are like who made them? Chrysler didn't make them. Those are a Japanese car.
Mitsubishi, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were an interesting car. There's nothing wrong with them.
Is in the rear of the car. You know, it's not the engine is in the front. Oh, well, that's easy to fix, right? You just put like an actual rear end in the back of the car and get rid of that dumb transaxle shit.
That's what's in her Buick is a transaxle with a V8, like a 301 or 307, whatever the hell it is. It's gutless.
Oh, I've been getting really into Honda stuff here lately, and like I hate front wheel drive stuff, but I think it's gonna happen. Yeah, and it's not. I'm not proud of it, but I think it's gonna happen.
My biggest problem with front wheel drive Honda guys is why they only use manual transmissions.
So I looked into that. I looked into that the other day 'cause I was confused about it too, right? I was confused about it, and the reason why is because all the automatics are just garbage.
But you could make an adapter.
Yeah, you could, right? But like that's the reason why is they're all just garbage.
Which
like,
I believe that. I mean,
yeah,
that's very probably true because I mean they were probably meant to rate like 100 horsepower, not 1,000 or 800 even.
Well, like I said, I don't like front wheel drive. I'm not going to do front wheel drive. I'm going to do an all wheel drive build. Finding the parts is kind of tricky, but I'm going to make it happen. I got to find the car to make it happen in though, because like I'm kind of picky on most Honda shit's fucking ugly. I don't like the way they look. So
the other thing is, I'm surprised that no one's made like I've never seen a Honda motor. Maybe there has been that's been turned like front voice, like an inline four.
So here, okay. So the B series is like the Honda engine that everybody grew up on back in the early day, right? It's the B series. That was the engine. And the reason you never see a B series engine put inline is because they spin the wrong fucking direction. So if you were to like make an adapter and put like a T5 or an AR5 or whatever 4L80, if you were to do that, it spins the transmission the wrong way. So the automatic, the pump ain't gonna be working right, and in a manual, the gears aren't straight cut. They're cut. They got the angle cut, so they're being spun the wrong way. And so yeah, that's why.
So could you just reverse the rotation?
Yeah, it's like a boat engine. They spin the other fucking direction.
I mean, if you reverse, I mean, I'm sure this would take time and money, but reversing the rotation, then you could have like a really fast Honda engine rear wheel drive.
Well, okay, so the way I thought to do it is get a Linko, the lever transmission,
Yeah,
because them are all straight cut gears, so they can spin either direction.
that's
That was
true.
my idea. That's what I want to do.
That's an
But
expensive uh, path to go down, but yeah, that would work.
well, I mean, yeah, it's expensive, right? But that anyway, Dean's right. The S2000 Honda that had the F series in it, it's like Honda's only. They made a rear wheel drive car, it's S2000, and they're pretty expensive.
Well, they only made so many of them. I think like
Yeah,
the production numbers weren't like insane for Honda. Like
yeah,
Honda Civic, there's hundreds and hundreds of millions of those things.
yep. Oh shit, Blake's here. Hi, Blake.
Hey Blake,
But so the engine I got is a K series, and they actually made it spin the right direction. So that I am putting in. They make adapters and all kinds of crap. So that I am going to put in. I'm actually, me and my brother have been talking about it. We haven't decided yet, but we think we're going to put it in a third gen Camaro because it'd be funny.
yeah, you piss off the people with mullets, but that's all right.
Yeah. So
They're already pissed off anyway. Only good Honda has two wheels. I ride red. Okay,
Hey,
interesting.
Honda had like that inline that Honda has a motorcycle that has an inline six engine.
That's like scary.
It's very weird. It's very I guess it's real small. I don't know. I've never seen one. I've just heard about it.
I guess I offended. Go showered. We own a Peter Pants and Nova blew out. She eating now. What? What?
I don't think that was meant for us
I don't think so either.
because of the
I think
woo.
I offended Bad Wrench with my mullet joke.
Oh, you can't offend Blake. He's used to it. Uh, let's see, Jeep front axle on the back. You watch Super Fast Matt?
I don't.
Dude, you need to go watch Super Fast Matt, dude. I wish I had an eighth of the talent that man has in my pinky, like just an eighth in just my pinky. Like he's so good at everything he does, man. Like it's crazy the shit he just makes. It's wild. Yeah, if you haven't watched, like, and not all of his stuff is good, but like for us because we kind of have our niche and that's what we like, right? But he does so much of everything. Like he has so many videos that are interesting. Like he does really good stuff.
It says for the wife. Mullet love or get slapped with a wet fish. Okay.
Wait, I was offended. Doesn't happen, bud. But back to the 73 Dart and drink coolers. Later, bud.
Don't drink too much.
Yeah.
That's when you make mistakes.
Anything in
Pace
moderation,
yourself.
man.
Yeah, pace yourself
Yeah.
for sure.
Those Honda engines would work to replace Corvair engines. I'm assuming Corvair engines also spin the other direction. So
I don't know. All I know is that like I never see a Corvair out cars and coffee, car shows, racetracks, nothing. So they like, where are these cars?
dude, I've seen quite a few of them in the scrapyard. Like they all seem to just go to the scrapyard.
Well, and I think I have a buddy that his dad works with the guy that owns like a bunch of rare Monzas, like special one-off stuff that
Right.
factory, and he doesn't like selling anything, but he'll trade you. I don't know. I've tried buying one, but he don't like money apparently.
Dude, them people are the strangest. The people that don't like money. I don't understand it.
Well, he don't mind trading for stuff, but I don't have anything to trade except for money.
You see, this is why I buy guns every now and again because even, especially if it's a good deal. Because while I'm not super into guns, like obviously I have one for self defense and
Yeah.
whatnot, right? And I'm not super into them, but I know that most car guys will trade me stuff I want for a nice gun. So guns are good investments if you're a car guy.
I've always just been a cold hard cash. Like if
Yeah,
cash can't buy it, nothing can buy it.
dude, I've always been told cash is king, man. That's what my dad always said. Cash is king.
You could assume.
Transaxle Pontiac Tempest had Corvair gearbox. Huh. Interesting.
I mean, we were talking about putting a nitrous kit on her Buick to blow it up and then like put another motor in it, something actually cool.
What engine is in it now?
A 307 or one, I can't remember.
Hmm.
It's a 5.0 is what it says on the fan shroud thing, but
Yeah.
what that means, I have no idea.
So wait, is a 307 V8?
Yeah,
Them are weird engines, right? Because
it's an ugly engine and it's got a bunch of garbage on top of it.
because like the 305 was like a small bore with a small stroke. So I can't remember. I don't know. I had a 307. I actually have one. It's in my Camaro right now. It's a 307 Chevy. So some guy got it off, rebuilt it. He like punched it over. It's like 322 or something. I mean, it ran fine. I don't know. I didn't have no problems with it until the rear main started leaking real bad. But that's a different story.
But I mean, I'm afraid to take the carburetor off because it's got electrical connectors plugging into it. Like,
Oh no, it's one of them.
yeah.
No.
And I'm afraid to take it off and put a nitrous kit on it, and then it never run right again, even with the kit. So,
Yeah.
I was gonna leave it alone until it quits, and then we can just yank it and throw something in it. It's cool.
I've never messed with nitrous, and I don't plan on it. Like it's
Sounds horrible, but the only reason we do it for that is to blow it up and blow it up on a decent, cheap, like scale. Because you can buy some pretty cheap used chintzy nitrous stuff at swap meets most of the time.
Oh yeah, I always see it. Like it seems like there's a lot of old nitrous stuff floating around.
But I mean, as far as actually making power, it's nothing I'd ever mess with. You don't have to do anything to run an anti-clockwise engine if you just change the axle.
Yep. Actually, I think it was last live I was talking about the B series, and someone told me that like a transmission from something would work. I don't remember what they said, but I'll have to go back and find it one of these days. Well, okay, actually, there's a company that makes a transmission that. Do you ever hear G-Force? They make transmission parts. Yeah, okay. So they make a I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it's a reverse rotation whatever transmission, and it's a 5-speed. And it's supposed to be good for like 800 horsepower and like 600 foot-pounds of torque and shit. And it was made to run backwards. I've sent them 3 emails asking about more information because there's literally no YouTube video that exists on this transmission. There's a bunch of like forum posts from like 2005, right?
It was probably a one-off thing.
And that's it. It's still on their website. Like it's still listed on their website as a thing, right? But
that's crazy.
I've sent them 3 emails and that they will not get back to me. So I'm going to have to actually call them or something. I want to know. I want to know about this. Like it exists, but there's no information out there. Like what bell housing? Where's the bell housing come from? Like I'm very curious about how I actually connect it to a B series, right? I want to know how much the fucking thing costs.
Yeah, well, and there's a lot of. I struggle with it, and so does a couple shops near me with bad business models. Like people don't take the business seriously. I mean, which it's uh, it's kind of a hobby that we're making a business out of. But in reality, a lot of people are serious about doing the things they're doing. You know, like you want that transmission because it's going to solve a problem for you. So you want to spend that money wisely, and if you can't
Right.
spend that with them, they're doing business wrong.
Right. Okay. So I got a story. So before I tell the story, though, so G-Force also makes parts for T5s. They make cases and they make gear sets. So on the bright side of me finding this weird transmission, I found out they also do this other stuff. And I'm actually looking and getting some T5 parts for my T5 to beef it up, especially the case. 'Cause I hear the case on a T5 is like the really the problem. The damn thing twists and shit breaks. But anyway, so speaking of bad business, okay, so many of these shops that make all these this shit, they have horrible business practices. So the company that I bought, and I'm not talking bad about this company. I'm just talking about my experience. Okay, so if for some reason this gets back to them, not anyway, my experience was the flywheel for the Ranger. Okay, GM never made an LS4 flywheel. Didn't exist. So I had to find a company that made one. And thankfully, this company out in California, right? They made one for Fieros because that was like the thing. People were putting them in Fieros, right? So I call them up, I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing, and I would like to buy one of your flywheels. And he was one of these must have not liked money guys because I wanted to give him my money, and he kept on arguing with me about what I was doing wouldn't work. He didn't understand why I was doing it, and so I had to explain everything to him multiple times, and he still didn't get it. And it's like he didn't want my money because he wasn't like, yeah, he answered the phone, but he's very dismissive, and he's like, oh, that ain't gonna work, and why are you doing this, and like you shouldn't be. It's like, so I eventually just got on the website and ordered a fucking flywheel, right? Stopped talking to the guys. I just ordered one. Showed up, and as we see, the truck fucking works, right?
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Like these guys are in the business to make money. They make parts, right? So why are they like that? I don't understand.
I don't know. I try not to run my business like that. I mean, if the customer wants something, they're going to get it, whether they're right or wrong. And now, if they ask my opinion on it and they want my judgment, I'm going to tell them the truth. But if they want to spend the money the way they want, I can't hold them from doing that.
So I make keyboards on the side. I build keyboards for people, and this guy wanted to buy 10 keyboards, which that's a pretty hefty number for me, like 10 as one customer. So I gave him a heavy discount, like a big volume discount, right? And he wanted me to use um, a PCB that had just come out, brand new, just came out. He wanted me to use it because it had more LEDs on it. And I was like, all right, man, like I've never built this before, but I can do it obviously. So I built him 10 of them, and I had some hiccups, but like I told him about the hiccups, and I sent him the PCBs. I sent him the keyboards, and he's like, and a little while later, he's all pissed off because they don't work. And I'm like, oh no, they work. I tested them. He's like, no, the LEDs don't light up. I'm like, oh no, they do. I tested them. I had pictures of me testing them, right? I'm like, here's the pictures. They're all lit up. They're like, well, when I put them in the case, the power supply ain't. I'm like, that's not my problem. So it turns out that the PCB, like I said, just came out, right? And there was
Yeah.
a flaw in the design
Nice.
from the guy that made it that caused the power supply to not be enough to power up all the LEDs, right? But I was the asshole.
Well, that's always the middleman's fault.
So I was the asshole, but it turned out okay. He didn't. I mean, I don't know what he did with them. I tried. I told him I'd make it right. I said, "Hey, look, man, I'll buy every keyboard back from you at what I paid for him." That's what I told him, like, or what he paid me for him. I'm like, I can't do it all at once. I already spent the fucking money, but
Right.
I'll buy 5 of them now, and you give me a couple months, I'll buy the other 5. Right? I never heard anything from him, so
Well, it's
well,
never
I try to wash my hands of it,
the solutions you offer a mad customer never work.
No, they never do. Well, like well, okay. I don't know if I can talk about it, so I'm not gonna go into detail. But Jed at Scott Speed Shop recently had a deal kind of go south on him too, and he was telling me about it. And yeah, it doesn't matter what you do, like, and that's another reason. That's why I hate buying car parts on. I don't hate buying car parts on Facebook, but that's usually why I'm so fucking cheap because there's a good possibility that what you're trying to sell me is junk. And
Right.
if I get it cheap enough, I won't fucking care. So, okay, old cast iron saginaws can be spun backwards and a diff from the. Okay, I think this is what they said. Old, yeah, sorry. Okay, that. So see, and the other part of this is you don't need to use the front end of a truck. Like what you do is you physically you just flip the rear end around, like you just flip it around in the car, and by doing that, it spins the opposite direction. So. You have to like move the vent on the rear end, obviously because it'd be facing the wrong direction. But yeah, I need to write that down. I need to remember that. An old iron Saginaw will spin the other direction.
I could have had one for you like last year, but I sold it.
Are those 3 speeds or 4 speeds?
Mine was a 4, but
Yeah.
I don't know what they put the 4 speeds in. I don't know like if it was a common thing or 3 speeds were common. I know that.
My brother has a Muncie 4 speed. He has like a rock crusher.
M22.
Yeah.
That's a fun transmission. It's
I've
expensive
been trying to
transmission.
get him to put it in something, but like he's saving it for some reason. This is like the Richard Holdner. Why are you not just using the Holly ignition when running an 8P injection? Holly has a lousy inability to use TFI or EDS. They purposely eliminate the stock.
What's TFI?
TFI is Ford's, like the 90s Ford's EFI. So like the 302s from the 90s and like the 300 from the 90s. They had it was all in the distributor, and they had a bunch of like teeth in there, and then that would put out a pip signal to a box, and the box always went bad, and then that box went to the ECU. It combined like the signals together. But yeah, it's garbage
to me.
But yeah, Holly don't support that shit, and I don't blame them because it sounds like a clusterfuck.
I mean, my ECU works fine.
Yeah, like I said, I just convert everything I do nowadays. I just convert over to coil on plug and shit. So
it works.
Holy shit, Turbo World's here, my dude. Okay, Turbo World, like, so I like this guy a lot. I really do. Like he may not think I like him because of the comments that are under this one, but
I've read him now.
I actually really do like Turbo World. So he did a video a while back because I was building the Ranger, right? And I had this much distance between the front of the turbo and where the filter would go. So I had no room for a filter, right? And he did this video on how to make like a simple filter to keep the majority of shit out of going in your turbo. And that was the first video I found of his, and I've been subbed ever since.
You can buy like flush
a turbo guard,
yeah, chicken wire basically.
That's what I did. I got some it was some metal grate stuff I found on eBay for real cheap. A big clamp, a big silicone boot, and then I bought a filter bag. It's like the off-road guys put them on their filters to keep like mud and shit out of them. I used that. It worked out perfect. Tall Garage tried to tell me how to run my channel once, so I didn't. I'm a fan of Turbo World's channel, and as a fan, as all fans, I like this channel. So like here's my 2 cents, right? And as a fan, I feel like I have that ability to say that, you know what I mean? And he took it personal.
You must like him, but according to that comment below that, I don't know if he likes you.
Yeah, I don't think he likes me anymore, which is kind of a shame. Like, I hate to say this, but I think he's a Tom Muse.
No.
If you know what I'm saying.
It can't be that bad.
No, it's not. He's actually seems like a really cool guy, and like I do like his content, but he took his content and he started going very political with it. And I'm a very political guy, but when I watch a car YouTube channel, I'm kind of wanting to watch it for car stuff, you know? So, like, even though I agree with him on everything he says politically, I don't want to fucking hear it because I want to watch car stuff.
Politics has ruined everything.
Yeah.
That's why the country's so divided.
So I told him, I was like, hey, man, you should start a new channel about and do all your political stuff on that, you know what I'm saying? That way, when I come here to see what cool turbo stuff you're doing, you know, and like I said, he didn't like it, and that's cool, you know, a difference of opinions, that's fine. But moving on. Turbo Road, bro, I hope you're doing good, though. Flipping the diff will put the pinion on the top. Flipping the pinion on the top out of the oil. No, you just got to fill it up with more oil. Like, and it really depends on the case, too, right? And you have to change the angle, obviously. You just can't flip it. You have to redo the angle and shit. And you probably have to put more oil in it. But it definitely will work if you do it right, I think. Thick film ignition. I don't know what that means.
That's TFI, I think.
Let's see. How many times has Tall Garage mentioned planned obsolescence? I think every mechanic should be ashamed not to tell folks, or they're just oblivious. I mean, I don't know, dog. All I know is that since 2003, GM made the most universal and easy to pull out of the junkyard and do shit with it engine the world has ever seen. And you can do wild shit with an LS. So,
but I think he's talking about like stock stuff. Like if you go to buy a truck today, how easy is it to maintain yourself versus taking it to a dealership and mechanic?
My brother, in 2014, bought a brand new Ecotec V6 turbo, dual twin turbo, direct injected F-150. Right, brand new. He has 80,000 miles on it, and the cam phasers and cam timing chain, all the timing shit in the front of the engine said we're out. Like it's done. Yeah. Junk. Like that's why I get like everybody talks shit about the LS stuff, but you can go to the junkyard and get a 200,000 mile LS sludge puppy engine.
Yep.
Throw it in your junk, put a big turbo on it, change the oil, and fucking send her for another 200,000 miles and just have a bunch of fun. Like, unless you blow it up. I mean, it happens. But
think about you said the timing chains and all that stuff in the front of that engine, right?
Yeah.
Think about how easy it is to change one on a small block Chevy.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it not that easy with a new car?
Well, okay, here's another thing. There's a 3-cylinder GM motor. I forget. It's some 3-cylinder motor that one of the timing belt is inside the front cover, right? So it's all sealed up. It's rubber, and it goes down into the oil. So as the belt wears out, all of that rubber goes in the oil pan and plugs up the fucking pickup.
That's
what jackass designed that?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm good with belts externally.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of your small block Chevy guys run a timing belt.
Yeah.
Because of some tolerance issues. But as far as like daily driver stuff, a timing chain I feel like is a better option.
I like timing chains. I did a timing belt on a 02 Ford Focus. That sucked.
Yeah.
So, like, fuck timing belts, dude. Timing chain all the way. Oh yeah, see, I'm a bad wrench. He used to carry 2 TFI modules in his glove box. Yeah, like I said, the box went bad in that system, so you had to carry extras. It was junk.
Dean says, I hate thou shalt politic speeches, religious speeches, monetary speeches. I enjoy some great RPM embedded content, though. Well, all I can say is every time you watch one of my videos, I'll probably complain about money. So, sorry.
Money is a universal complaint, though.
It's either too little or not enough.
It wasn't the TFI module. It was the loss of permanent magnetic, whatever he's trying to say, signal because of how cheap Ford did this. I believe it.
Ford, I don't like being brand specific because I mean each brand has contributed great things to automotive history, but Ford has never been my favorite ever.
No, man, my old man still complains to this day about like the 60s and the 70s when it came to Ford. Nothing fit anything. Year to year, it was different. Nothing fucking interchanged. He said it was nuts.
That and Mopar, I feel like, are pretty similar in ways. I mean, GM, I mean, every small block, every big block, the transmission is going to bolt to that big block and small block the same way.
Let's see. There was some hillbilly in Ohio that started remote mounting the TFI module. He had a dump truck with a 300 in it, and his ridiculous wiring harness made to mount the TFI module on the fender. So for a while that module was on distributor, and I think near the end of when Ford was using that system, I think they actually put it on the fender too. I think that was something they finally figured out. Like getting this module away from all the vibration and the heat was probably a good idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like the Holly Sniper. I hate it.
Dude, I tell people all the time, I'm like, if you're going to go Holly and you want a throttle body for whatever fucking reason, get the I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it's the Terminator X with the
But
throttle.
it's yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, get that one.
It's got 4 injectors and like a 40 150 intake throttle body. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell them like, yeah, I get that's a little bit more expensive, right? But in the off chance that in the future you want to go to multiport or do other shit, you already have the Terminator. You sell the throttle body, and you go on about your fucking life, you know.
Well, it's only like $300 more, which I guess $300 is a lot, but you get a better product for $300 more.
Yeah, like that, and like they came out to Sniper 2, and I'm sure it's better, but like I don't like all of the stuff being built into the throttle body. It seems like a bad idea. So
I don't think it's better. I've not seen anybody have it yet, so we'll see. But
when you're a mechanic, you know shit wrong about designs. Yeah, that's the problem with engineers, right? The guys that are engineers that design this shit have never worked on a fucking car, like a day in their life.
I've always said that before it rolls off the assembly line, the first car, every engineer that designed it should be on it, working it, doing whatever, taking the whole thing apart and putting it back together. There would be so many design changes, and I know it's not cost effective, but it would solve 100% most of the problems.
Well, that's like that Cadillac engine, the North Star. Why would you put the starter under the fucking intake?
I don't know.
Whose idea was that?
Well, I mean, when you have headers, it might actually save you some headache because you don't burn yourself on the headers when you're trying to change it while it's hot. That's the
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I like this comment. I get political, but just because I want everyone to know that I'm an asshole from the beginning. You know, he's right. I hate everybody equally. Like, I don't hate anybody in particular more than anybody else.
Yeah. I'm good with hating everybody and loving everybody the same. I don't really care.
I don't use TikTok. I don't know about you, but I'm not a TikTok guy. Like,
never had it, probably never will.
Yeah, I don't need any more Chinese spyware on my phone than I already have.
Well,
let's see. I hate how political speeches, religion speeches. Yeah, okay, that was the comment you read earlier. I'm way behind. I'm trying to catch up, guys. Y'all talking a lot. You know Dizzy Izzy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't want to get political here because I have friends on the left. I call them retarded. I have friends on the right. I call them retarded. Like, and we all get along, right? Some of them are more retarded than others. But what I'm getting at here is Dizzy Izzy. And I may be wrong about this. Apparently, he's a Biden fan or a supporter. And I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong, but I seen he had something on Facebook the other day, and I guess he used to be a pollster. You know, the guys that did polls on candidates and shit.
Yeah.
And he said that ever since 2017, they've been getting rid of all the guys that like Biden to help support Trump, and it's like I don't know about that. Maybe, maybe. Anyway, back to car
2017?
stuff. Back to car stuff.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know what people's affiliates is with that. It
all
doesn't
I
really.
know is that gas is really expensive right now, and everything's really expensive right now. And that sucks. So
There, on my way to work, there's one gas station that is cheaper than anything I've ever found around us. It was $2.87 this morning.
that's not bad. It was $2.99 yesterday, but today it's back up to $3.47 because that's legal. You should be able to jump gas 50 cents overnight. That's completely fine. Like
It makes sense, don't it?
Oh, thermostat hangs open. I've had that happen before. Engine runs cooler. ECU has been programmed to turn off the car off. Planned that for a 4-hour job. I nailed it down in 10 minutes. I mean, that's good. That's how a lot of mechanics I know make time, right? Is like the book says it pays 4 hours. They figure out how to do it in like one, like this morning in your pocket, Oh man. Except Ford. God, single overhead cam per bank chains. What a cluster funk. Yeah.
Never had one.
Let's see.
Won't ever have to worry about it.
Yep, never. For the record, I love you and your show. I'm just really energetic. No harm meant. Shit needs to change. We have the power. Amen. Like I said, man. It's just like I said. I agree with all the stuff you say for the most part. I'm sure there's stuff we don't agree on, but for the most part, I'm right there with you, brother. It's just when I go on YouTube and I want to relax and decompress from dealing with stupid people all day, and I want to see big fucking turbos on stuff making choo choo noises. I'm not expecting to talk about politics is all. All right, Mopar eventually 1959 to 2003. Mopar is great. I mean, I'd say like 50. I'd say like 55, 54 because that's when the first gen Hemis came out. Up till like I don't know, whenever the Eagle Hemi stuff came out, so like 2009. That's my spread for good Dodge stuff.
Heavens Mopars put cheap gas question mark? Dang, I'm glad it dropped down to $4.19 at Costco in Washington. I was just in California and it was almost $6 a gallon.
I don't know how them people out there do it, dude. Like,
move to places it's cheap.
Well, yeah, they do, right? They move to places that are cheap, and then they still vote like a dumbass.
Yep, and then they move that they change that place into what they left.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's happening in Texas right now because fucking a bunch of people moved to Texas, and it's like I said, we're not the politics show. We like cars. That's what we're talking. Dude, but see, that's the biggest problem. That's why I have a problem with leftists. And if you're a leftist, got more power to you. But leftists hate cars. They want to take away all of our fucking cars. If you look at the UK right now, the UK has just introduced a new bill like last year where if you drive an old car, they put cameras up around and they call them low emission zones. Okay. And if you drive a car that does not meet emissions in these low emission zones and they catch your plate on the camera, they fucking fine you for driving an old car. And they do this because they want to encourage you to buy a hybrid or electric car, right? So the poor people that don't got money to buy a new car, we're going to tax them the money that they could use to buy a new car for not having a new car because they can't afford it. Fuck you, okay? And that's Europe. And Europe and California are all about pushing the dumbest fucking leftist policies possible as soon as possible, okay? And trust me, that shit's coming to California. Now, the great part about that is people have been stealing the cameras.
Yeah.
So they've actually spent more money replacing cameras than they've made.
Good.
So fight the good fight. Fuck them cameras. But like I said, that's why I have a problem with leftists. If you're a car guy and you're a leftist, you are going to fuck up your hobby by voting for leftist policies. You don't have to vote for right policies. You gotta find somebody in the middle. That's fine. But California, man, they're trying to take away classic cars, like the exemption, so you can drive your classic car in California. I want to say it's like pre 74, you can drive no problem. They're trying to do away with that.
Well, here's the thing. Any country I can drive 24 hours and go from one edge of the country to the other should have no say in any kind of car rules over here.
Yeah.
We should not listen to them because they have a smaller area. When you spread out the US, you have people everywhere. Emissions is not going to affect us unless everybody turned their cars on every day, all day, 24/7, 365. And I'm sorry, you just can't change my mind about that. There's no factual evidence to prove that we're making the world worse.
No. The two biggest polluters in the world are China and India. The most polluted rivers in the world that dump into the ocean, there's 4 of them. All 4 of them come out of China and India. We're not the problem. But they want us to own nothing and like it. And we're gonna get back to car stuff. Dean makes a great point. Mopower has had the same bell housing pattern on their small blocks from like 50 something, like 53 till like modern day. It's the same pattern. Like, that is amazing. Good on them. I think the big blocks they had to be different about, but
GM has had the same bell housing from 57 or no 55, yeah, start of the Tri-5s, all the way until 99.
I mean, it's technically the same pattern. There's one bolt moved off the side, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be realistic, like some of the vans and stuff, and like the camper specials in like 2000, I think had 350s in them. Like, you can still find cargo vans with 350s in them. But 99, I feel like, is a good number, which is, where's my calculator? I just use my phone, I guess.
While you're doing that, the North Star was designed for the first owner, traded in 100,000 miles, no problem. The North Stars are garbage, dude. I guess the very last North Star engine was fine, but they had head gasket problems. Like, they just suck, dude.
It's 44 years. Same bolt pattern.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Which is the way it should be still.
Different exposure and different rules, but I get it. I hate TikTok, but I have the file, the channel, and mine combined there. Fair. Oh, but I'm a cult member. Oh yeah, we're all cult members, right? Isn't that what Brian and Mr. Will we're all cult members because we. I redesigned the Envoy coolant system. I don't think you understand. I see the video where I redesigned the system. It's a solution. The Envoy.
I like Overworld's comment. It's a little bit further down. It says Greta is a paid puppet. She's not even a puppet. She did it to herself.
Yep. Well, I mean, she's a rich white girl from a rich white girl family. Like, cheap gas. Dang, I'm glad it dropped down to $4.19 at Costco. I'm working on getting down here, man. Try New Zealand. 11. Fucking Christ, that's a lot. Oh,
they pay by the liter or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
At least when I was in Germany, the way they pay for fuel is very, very weird.
See how politics is in our lives. That's why I'm all about all of it. Dang it, man. Why don't you get it? Oh, I get it. And here's what we talked about. No, dude, I get it, right? And I'm just saying, like, if you were to do a video about what I was just talking about, how voting leftist is going to destroy our hobby, more power to it, because it has to do with our hobby, right? But like that's kind of like the end of it. That's right. I don't want to like be like Uncle Tony, right? Like, all he does is end of the world, gas is going to be expensive, EVs. It's like, dude, chill. Like, okay, we get it. Me on the left, no. I wasn't pointing any fingers, okay? Like I said, I'm friends with everybody, the UK
Tony's a
drive.
sore subject for me.
No surprises there. Dean's funny, dude. Left side, left, right, side to side don't matter. They all play in the same house and they all run by different rules than us. You know what? That's true, and that's why I think we should have a three-party system instead of a two. We should obviously have the Democrats and the Republicans, but we should have a third party, wherever you want to call it. I don't care, but
Well,
they should be
technically, we do.
represented. Well, yeah, we do, right? But like they should have a spot on the ballot, um, and they should have just as much support from the government
Yeah,
and
that I agree with.
you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah, your
feel
independent never gets. I don't want to say
exactly.
money because they probably do get money, but support is probably the more proper term.
Is the independent party represented in the debates when they do debates?
I think so.
Are they okay? I just like I said, I feel like people say that like voting independent is a waste of a vote, right? And like I feel like we need to like support having a third party more. We like that we need to get away from this because they say it's a two-party system, right? So
Oh,
like
for sure. I mean, look
yeah,
at history.
so we need to make it a three-party system and really get this other party in there so we can have a third vote.
If I remember correctly, there's only been like four or something presidents that were independents that won. It's not very many.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, dude, like it would really help break it up too, because like right now the world is very divided. The country is very divided. So I feel like having a third party that's more included in the discussion would give people somewhere to come together. Because like, okay, the left and the right can't like find common ground, but maybe the people in the middle that are closer to the middle can find common ground. And if that candidate wins, more power to them, right?
I think media has gotten people to think that we're divided more than we are. I mean, if I went outside today and went down
Yeah.
my whole entire road, which is like probably goes for like 75 miles each
Right.
way, I guarantee at least 75% of them would agree with most of the things I agree with in
Well, and
politics.
that's the thing, right? Like, it's really just the big cities that are divided from the rest of us,
Yeah.
because there's more of us than there is them. They just have like so many bodies in a small area. Electric cars will be gone soon because of the battery fires. I mean, maybe they're coming out with new battery tech all the time. Like, they got like a new battery tech that's gonna like half of the time it takes to charge using graphene. So it's going to be more like you pull up to a pump and you fill your car up. It's going to be more like you pull up to a pump and you plug your car in and you walk inside. And by the time you walk out, you're fully charged. So
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I went to a company in Colorado that's working on battery production and powders for battery production. That's like very very innovative for this battery car powered stuff. I mean, what they're doing should, I don't want to say change the industry, but it will definitely make it easier to cheaply and efficiently produce batteries.
look, I'm all about having both, right? Like there doesn't need to be a monopoly on vehicles. Okay. Because like back in the day, we used to have steam powered cars, we had gasoline powered cars, we had electric powered cars. We had a lot of shit going on back in the day, and it got stifled. And that's we don't need to stifle shit. We need to like work together. We need to have electric cars. We need to have gasoline powered cars.
I don't care if people want to own them. I'm not going to own one.
No, I mean I wouldn't mind a Tesla. I'd drive it. Actually, I kind of want to get one of them electric S10s. You ever see them?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was the first body, the square body style, or the round body style. I think it was the round body style. But they had fleet only vehicles, so places like AutoZone or whatnot, that they deliver, right?
Yeah,
So they would lease these fleet only vehicles to places like that, and most of them got crushed, unfortunately, when the program was done. But they had an electric drive S10 pickup truck.
yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean,
I wouldn't
again,
mind getting
I'm not against electric vehicles. I'm against it being only electric vehicles.
Yeah. Well, I only drive, I don't know, 20 miles back and forth to work every day. So like, I don't need that much of a charge. You know what I'm saying? Plug that shit in at work. Fucking
I got an
straight.
hour drive each way, so I don't want one. If I get stuck on the side of the highway and freeze to death because of that, screw them.
The commuter with the Prius will pollute more in a year than my classic car in a year. Well, I mean, they drive theirs more in a year, probably. So, I mean, I don't know. My buddy got a Prius. He gets like 50 miles. It's like a hybrid, so it has the the electric over gas or whatever. He gets like 50 miles a gallon. That's the way to do it, by the way. I think hybrid is the way to do it because you get more efficiency there. You get better fuel mileage there. Like you don't got to plug your car in constantly. I think hybrid is the way to go.
Well, and
I think,
the Tesla range is absolutely awful.
yeah.
Like my pickup truck gets close to some of the ranges of, I don't know all the models, but the ones I've looked at, like the range is not very far off from my pickup truck that has a V8 350 with a 4-barrel carburetor that's honestly oversized for it. But
Yeah.
so that's kind of sad as far as range. I mean, you can't compare it completely because it's gas and electric. But
You want to know what the problem is and why that is, right? It's because all the regulations that they put in place. Because that's why we don't have S10 size pickup trucks anymore. Is the EPA says, if the vehicle weighs this much, you have to get this much fuel mileage, right? So if they make a truck that's real small, it has to get a really high fuel mileage. But they make a gigantic fucking full size truck that's twice as big as a square body Chevy was in the 80s. You
yeah,
can get a lot worse fuel mileage. That's the problem.
which is
So if
ridiculous.
we like deregulate some of that bullshit, I'm sure that and a lot of it has to do with safety too. They want cars more safe and yada yada. Like the cars weigh so goddamn much. That's their problem.
I would like, because I mean, they come out with the Colorado. When the Colorado first came out, it was perfect. It was a good enough size for a half-size pickup. Now I feel like it's a full-size pickup from 30 years ago.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts.
But I know they're only doing what they're allowed to do, so I can't hate on the manufacturer 100%. But they can also fight back. But why would they?
Dude,
They
I
don't
like.
care.
Yeah, they make money either way, right? So, well, apparently you can make a truck that gets worse fuel mileage than its vehicle weight, but you have to pay a fine apparently. So they don't want to pay the fine. So 60 degree V6 bell housing LS engine. That is the LS4. That is the one that is in the Ranger. So I'm a member because I drove my 1916 Model T Ford down the track 17 seconds.
38 miles an hour.
A blistering 38 miles an hour. It was significantly quicker than I expected. Turbo.
He probably put his foot off to the side and was moving it with his foot.
Yeah, Flintstoning it down there. The RAV4 EV, the Ford Ranger EV, and the S10 EV in the 90s. Yep. Like I said, I wouldn't mind having the S10 one. I love me an S10. So. I'm almost caught up. Oh, no, speak again. Let's see. My great grandfather were all original. Let's see.
And I think EVs could be great if the manufacturers and the government has went about it the wrong way. I think an EV would go over, pretty well because, of all the tree huggers.
Yeah.
But they're trying to push it down people's throats, and I think even some of the tree huggers are like, "Whoa, that's too far." We want it, but we don't want it.
Well, and like, where are we getting all of these minerals to make these batteries from?
Oh, terrible cobalt mines in China.
China-owned cobalt mines in Africa where they're strip mining it. They're paying people pennies a day. The conditions are horrible. So obviously, that's bad.
But if you've seen the numbers in the amount of pollution that it takes to create one car battery versus a car like a ICE engine, all year, you'd be surprised.
And I hate the fact that we're calling them ice engines now. By the way, um, internal combustion engines. Like shut this anyway.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like it's nuts, man. Not only that, but like most of our power still comes from coal plants because for some reason we don't have a bunch of nuclear power plants in every state
Yep.
because we're retarded. Nuclear is the cleanest energy we got, and
The
it's the
only way it
least.
becomes not clean is spills.
Which and like well, because like we had that, was it 3 Mile Island? That was like the one that scared everybody, right?
Oh,
Um, how many years ago was that? When was that plant was built in like the 60s probably. Technology has come so far. You know what I'm saying? Like we got this. We need to build a bunch of plants in every state. We should have been full nuclear 20, 30 years ago, you know. Um, but like I said, that's the cleanest energy we got. The amount of waste that it produces is minuscule compared to everything else. Like wind energy, like them turbine blades, we don't know what the fuck to do with them once they're out of service. They just get stacked into landfills,
well, you know
like
what they're
these,
made out of?
like some kind of composite, right?
No, carbon fiber.
Oh, yeah, well, composite, yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it is composite, but
Hi,
uh,
Wendy. How are you?
they're expensive to make.
Yeah, they are.
Like I never understood why we use windmills. When I was in Germany, some of the people that I was working with explained to me that they got rid of all of their nuclear plants and now only use windmills, water, and solar to power the whole country. And I'm like, okay, so multiply your country by like 700 and you'll get the size of the United States and what you have to power. It's just impossible.
Well, and like there's a bunch of problems with water because first of all, there's not a bunch of great places to get hydro, right?
Yeah.
Another problem is China built the hydro dam so big, it holds so much water back that it slowed the rotation of the planet a little bit because of how much water it's holding back, like the flow. Like that is insane. That's one of my favorite facts, but yeah, it's insane.
It's impressive, which is
Yeah,
cool, but
a lot of
yeah,
water.
not efficient to me.
No, like I said, nuclear is the way to go until we figure out how to like make a what's it called, one of them spears around the solar system, like collect all the energy from the sun. I think
Yeah,
nuclear is the way to go.
black
Uh,
magic.
yeah, regulation. Yeah, regulation. The regulation fucks up everything. Like I have no problem with like the EPA has a good job, right? They prevent corporations from dumping shit where they shouldn't. That's a great cause, right? No one wants to get cancer because uh, assholes don't know where to put their shit, right? But it's just like the ATF. The ATF shouldn't even fucking exist. But I don't know. I don't know what the fuck shall not be infringed. I don't understand how that is not understood. Like anything isn't. Anyway, let's not get started on that. But
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get off here, man. I gotta get a shower and go to bed so I can get up for
yeah,
work.
dude, it's been 2 hours. I'm gonna like try to like storm through the rest of this chat and like finish up myself. I appreciate you coming on, dude. It's good talking to you.
Yeah, I finally had some time to myself. So I was gonna go live tonight, and then I seen your live. I'm like, I'm just gonna hop on there. It's easier.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good night and a good rest of your work week.
Later, bud. All right, all right. So, where does the power come from to charge them? That's right, coal burning plants. It's dumb. From that country besides Uganda, Congo, imprison kids to mine cobalt. Yeah, 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 yeah. How do you dispose of a car battery without harming nature? They say the hybrids catch fire the most. Thing is, they burn like a plasma torch. There's no time for escape at all, and they relight and salvage. I don't think I've heard of anybody dying from a battery fire. I mean, I'm sure like people have gotten hurt, but it does happen. It's pretty scary. Um, but like I mean, then again, like Pintos were exploding from rear end collisions back in the day, right? So like anytime you put a bunch of stored energy in a container, something bad can happen, you know. The EV cars are a not in my backyard solution. There's still pollution somewhere. Yep. EVs might have their place for city use if you don't travel far. And that so you have this Mopar, that's the problem, right? So the problem is they would be great for city use, right? They'd be great. Um, because it cut down on all the smog in the cities, the air quality would get better. It's a good solution. The problem is if everybody in a city had an electric vehicle, the power grid would explode. It can't happen. Blowing the lid blowing the lid of the Wormwood reactor in Chernobyl helped US and Europe get its collective shit together. Tesla says we have free energy and we have to find the technology. He found that he hid it after his death. So yeah, Nikola Tesla, he said there was I forget what he said, but he said there's free energy out there. Um, See, if there was, especially with the way communication works these days, if there was, somebody would figure it out, and you put that on the internet, and they can't stop it. People would know. Like I said, I really don't know. Altering the second law of inertia, the movement of the inertia. Nuclear is not the way to go. I have a long story about North Anna Power Plant when I lived there in an earthquake. The power plant fucked up bad. No, I mean that is the catch, right? That's the catch 22, is that it can be dangerous, you know. But I feel like a well designed power plant is going to have fail safes that work. Um, and obviously you don't want to build a power plant where there's like seismic activity, right? No, so that's a fair that is fair, but I really do think that like nuclear is the only way to go. You know, mailed us iodine in our mailboxes instead of emitting nuclear leak. Take care, guys. That doesn't sound good. Night, Dylan. Nice to have a proper GM guy here. Later, Levi. Everybody's saying bye, Levi. I'm just not catching up. Two died here in the last year in a Tesla. Took 39,000 gallons of water to put it out. It's a lot of water. Wendy said hi. So I'm trying to catch up, Wendy. I'm just really far behind. Um, let's see. Correct about the power grid. Absolutely, it already has its own overmax problems about charging cars. We have been on and off the power recommendations to help conserve power. Oh yeah, dude. Like even just everybody turning their AC on in the summertime puts a tax on the power grid, right? Now imagine if everybody all of a sudden wanted to, plug their car in. And that's the problem. They want the control, man. They want to be able to say, "Hey, sorry, power grid can't handle it. We're gonna have to turn everybody's cars off for the week. Um, you're gonna own nothing and like it." They want that control, and not as long as I, am around. So lightning and kites, Benjamin Franklin, not Tesla. Lightning. All right. So we're at the 2 hour mark, everybody. We're at the 2 hour mark. We did it. We got to thank Dylan, um, Mr. Levi himself, for coming in here. Everybody make sure, we go like his channel and whatnot. I haven't talked to him in a while, so that was nice, right? But yeah, we're at 2 hours. So, I mean, as long as you guys are making comments, we'll just keep on chugging through them. Honesty is key in nuclear. Yes. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, like, there's always a risk, right? There's always a risk in anything you do. But I feel, we've come a long way in our technology and our understanding of how this thing works. And cold fusion is 50 years away. Real. I mean, it's close. Like we're gonna get we're gonna get there. They got the shit working. They probably already have it figured out. But who wants to give away free energy? Who knows someone's not gonna make money, right? So like, it's gonna happen. Um, One day we'll see, you know. But I like I said, nuclear. Um, that's the way I'd go. But then that causes even more problems, right? If you have, let's say we build 100 nuclear power plants, then we gotta worry about security. We gotta make sure that like they don't get hacked, and so they gotta all be off the grid. It causes a lot of problems. It really does, because then they're gonna be big targets for crazy people in airplanes. You know, just it's bad stuff. See what happens in South Africa. America is doing the same stuff to its power grid. What are they doing in South Africa? Are you talking about like oh, what are they doing down there? Let me know. Yep, but imagine if you're trying to escape a criminal and your car says, "Nah, I can't." Oh, that's another thing, right? Like they just announced the other day that as of like 2024 and above, all cars are going to have a cutoff for like um, government use. I don't know who's supposed to be using these, but they're going to have a kill switch to turn your car off. Like I said, the day Ohio tries to tell me that the car that I build with my own hands, I can't drive on the street anymore, is the day that I get in a shootout with government officials that's the last straw. Like cars are the only thing that make me happy. You take that away from me, like I said, it's gonna be a bad time. So you can only charge your car at 3 a.m. Yeah, right. Like that's what they want. That's crazy. Demon cores. Where's my fire alarms? I know I can do it. Tesla tried to give away free energy. Look, like I said, Tesla did have some interesting thoughts, but like I said, if free energy exists, okay, free energy can't exist. Energy has to come from somewhere, so it's not free, right? It goes against the laws of thermodynamics, right? Um, so the energy has to come from somewhere, and it probably comes from the sun if there is free energy out there to be gotten, because the sun is just a big ball of energy. So, but like I said, if there was, if it existed, somebody would have figured it out by now. Like they would have, but I don't think they have though. Underinvestment and failing to support full electric supply, adding to load. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Like the biggest power company in South Africa, um, I like apparently like the president or the VP was someone attempted to assassinate him or poison him or something, and they can't find people qualified enough to hire to fix the grid, and they're having rolling blackouts and all this and because I forget which party took over in South Africa, but these are the same ones that like uh, took all the farmland away from the white farmers that have been farming the land for generations and gave it to whoever, and they don't know how to farm. Yeah, so the government down there is fucked. RC car equal EV. No thanks. My car doesn't need to have a choice in a refill or not. You know what I mean? No, I get you. Like I said, the day they close down the last gas pump is the day my E85 brewing machine will be at full tilt, if you know what I mean. So, like, they can fuck right off. I think Tesla may have created our first power plant at Niagara Falls. No clue, buddy. I don't know much about old Nikola Tesla. I like how much alcohol Tesla drank. Freaking lush. Happened in Uganda. The IDM admin pot idea. I don't know what you gotta give me some context, Dean. Like I don't know. It's over my head. You know. We can brew our own gas, bro. E85 moonshine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like I said, the day they're like, oh man, you can't drive your gas. We don't sell gas no more. I'm like, oh man, guess what? I make my own. sucks. Honestly though, so have you guys heard of graphene? Yes, no, maybe. So graphene is a semiconductor. Um, so it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's gonna push CPU technology to new heights, right? And so the problem with graphene for all of the years though has been how are we going to make it in large quantities? And they weren't able to solve the problem of how to make this graphene stuff. And they finally have. So I forget who the guy is or what college or university, but he can take any kind of carbon, and everything is made out of carbon, right? He can take a plastic. We can do this with plastic. So this is finally a way to recycle all the plastic, every kind of plastic. We can recycle it this way. But you hit whatever kind of carbon with an electrical charge in the proper way, and it makes graphene. It takes the carbon and turns it into graphene. And it also produces hydrogen. Um, and it makes a lot of hydrogen in the process, like a lot. So um, the plan is, I hear, is get the U.S. started up as a graphene manufacturer because it is going to be the next generation building material, like for semiconductors and chips and all that jazz. Like it's going to be the thing. We're going to need a lot of it. And it makes a lot of hydrogen in the process, and it can recycle all the plastic that we're pulling out of the ocean. Like this is it. So the goal, or the plan should be, is to get the U.S. into manufacturing graphene as soon as possible. On top of that, we get hydrogen from it. We can run our cars on hydrogen. I'm cool with that. Like anything that burns, you know what I'm saying? And the cool thing about that is all of our infrastructure for moving gas, like gas around, oil and gas, works with hydrogen. So we're halfway there on the setup. So like to look into that, and you like do some googling and whatnot. Look on YouTube, but that's the next big thing, and I think hydrogen might be a really good substitute for our gasoline. So that's just my opinion. Let's see people make their own batteries, and poof. I mean, making your own batteries ain't hard, right? You just find the nearest electric car that has it caught on fire, and you rip out a bunch of the cells, right? And yeah, you go to town, just like diesel. Oh yeah, diesel's easy, dude. Uh, used oil, a little bit of used oil, dude. And the older diesels can literally run on anything, you know. So like, yeah, diesels will be going forever. That's another good reason to have an old diesel, um, run on anything. So they don't want that, right? He killed off 500,000 people. All the rich people and engineers left, and no one to build it. Yeah. Turbo World says, what? Two guys invented it. Wild hydrogen move. UFO guy had a Corvette that ran off it. What the heck was his name? Bob Lazar. Yup, that's him. Yep, that's him. Oh, I'm reconnected. He tells you how to make it. Oh no, I know how to make hydrogen, right? Don't you just like zap water like the right way to get hydrogen? That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. This is taking any type of carbon, in this case, plastic, right? You can use anything though. You use shit. You can use anything really, and you get graphene, and you get in the process you get free hydrogen. So not only and this is the best thing, because okay, here's the thing, right? It makes it makes producing hydrogen cost effective, right? So before we could make hydrogen with just water, we split the bonds, you get hydrogen, but it costs more to make, right? But if you make graphene, you have the graphene also, so it makes it cost productive. it actually makes it profitable to make the hydrogen. You know what I'm saying? So instead of before you're at deficit, it costs more than what you're getting out. You make graphene, you get more than what you're putting in. So graphene, it's the way to go. So my old diesel will be a doomsday car. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Mad Max type stuff. Squeeze, pop test, acid and zinc. Booyah. Like I said, man, you just go to the nearest used car lot for or junkyard for electric cars that haven't blown up. Steal a couple battery packs out of them. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh man, who messaged me? Jay, oh yeah, the guy messaged me. I'm holding you up. I took down the listing, so it's yours. No rush. Cool. So I just bought a K24 adapter. Turbo World. I got K24. I don't know if you ever dinked around with them, but I got a Honda K24. Anyway, I'm buying a bell housing adapter. It takes the K24 to any small block Chevy transmission. So I'm looking forward to getting that. The guy just messaged me. That's what I was looking at. The guy. Okay, so cool story. The guy that makes the adapter is local to me. He's actually over in Toledo, like an hour to the east. And I messaged him because the guy that was selling the adapter told me who made it. Okay, so I messaged the guy who made it. I found him. I'm like, oh shit, and he was local. I was like, oh shit, and he's like, yeah, I want $1,200 for my adapter. I was like, oh, and the guy selling me it only wants 700. So yay. And the cool thing is 700 is less than what Fabbot wants for their adapter, which is like 750. So it's a win-win situation. I'm pretty hype about it. So everybody go to my PayPal, send me a bunch of money, so I can afford this adapter. No, I got it covered. But every second cylinder diesel, the rest E85, perfect. Hondas. Holy Toledo. Yeah, dude, it's crazy how many like car guys are in Toledo. Like it really is. It's something else. But he makes he makes real high quality shit too. Like because Fabbot, like I said, makes an adapter. It's 750. And this guy's adapters is 1200, but I think it comes with a starter. And the Fabbot adapter is cheaper, but you have to like massage the block in one place because it doesn't put the starter in the factory location. So you have to like grind on the block to get the starter to fit. And so I'm pretty hype about getting this adapter. Okay, hold on. Everybody, just stay. Don't move. All right, I'm gonna go. I got the intake for the Honda, so I'm gonna get it. Okay. Man, it's all wrapped up. You guys can't see it. Crap. Oh, all right. Well, it's all wrapped up. I forgot it's wrapped up, but like this is a intake off of an F series Honda. This is the intake they put in the S2000, right? And this faces the proper direction for a rear-wheel drive car. It faces to the front instead of to the back. You have to use an adapter plate to bolt it up, and you have to like do a little bit of massaging. But yeah, I got the intake, so that's another piece of the puzzle done. There's a turbo manifold for a T3 turbo or a K series on eBay for like $60. So I'm gonna get one of them. I'm gonna get a GT35 off eBay. Probably, I think that'll be fine for right now. And so yes, I got the intake. I'm gonna get that, and it's just getting the thing to run. So yeah. Oh. Let's see. I'm surprised there isn't a C. Okay, well, I mean, if you stack adapters, there is. Like, I don't know if there's like a standalone adapter to that. But I know if like you stack adapters, there would be because there's a CD 009 to small block Chevy. So then you just bolt that to this adapter. Like I said, I don't know if there's like cut out the middleman, but if you stack adapter, you can do it. Hey, we can take over live. Do it. Do it to it. Yep. Which link? You want the fab? Oh, the link to the thing? Oh yeah, there you go, dude. There's the link. I should have pinned it, but I didn't, right? Uh oh man. But yeah, so I got the intake. I got a bunch of crap I gotta buy yet. Little stuff. It's not expensive stuff, thank God. Um, but I gotta get what's it called? Well, I don't need to get that to run. So thank you. I made the T56 adapt with the Volvo red block in an adapter, and then made the clutch setup. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, the T56 is really good. Dude, I like that little Volvo you got, dude. That thing's slick. This thing is very slick. Like I said, that car's sharp. Um, like I love just the thing coming out of the hood, dude. Like that. That inspired me a little bit when I did the fender exit on the Ranger. So, oh, Dean, I trust you plenty, dude. Was a pain. Nice to just buy. Like I like making my own stuff, and I'm getting ready to buy one of these days. Like getting ready is kind of the stretch because anywho, it's a 3D scanner. So I can like scan the back of an engine. It'll give me, man, I want to say it gives you accurate dimensions to within a millimeter. I might be wrong, or like point something of a millimeter. So it can give you really accurate dimensions, right? That's what I'm getting at. And then you can like check them with a whatever measuring instrument you want to use. But yeah, so I can scan the back of an engine block, for example, into CAD, design my own. Like, so that's kind of what I'm looking to do. I want to get that. There's a lot of cool stuff I could do with that scanner. Um, yeah, the stack. Yeah, the stack, dude. The stack was tits. I like I said, I love the stack. Like I said, it inspired me a little bit when I was doing the fender exit on the Ranger because it's like, fuck it, dude. Just gonna have this all out in everybody's business. Cat, get out of the box. Come on. I'm putting the intake back in there. You don't need to be in there. Get other suckers to trust me. Lol. First paving stone to the worldwide cult domination. Dude, you know what? Turbo World, while you're here, my dude, we really do need to get you out to the next No Name Nationals. I mean, that's why the majority of us are here. And you probably don't remember, but it was last year before the first No Name Nationals. I tried getting you. I tried putting the bug in your ear in the comment section. You probably said you probably don't remember, but yeah, we should try to get you out to the next one. It's a hell of a good time, um, and I'd like to see you there because I'd like to see the Volvo there. So, show some of these big block Mopar carburetor guys like what's what. Say. I was inspired by others too. Thanks, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, you really did. And then like the whole the filter thing for the front of my turbo when I didn't have the room, like yeah, like you were really helpful, dude. I do appreciate it. I remember I just stay broke. Fair, fair. I'm happy you remember though. I'm happy you remember because I put the bug in a lot of people's ear that first year, and you were one of them. So, oh man. I would love to be there. My car sucks at the track. It's awesome on the road. You know what? And that's fine. My car sucks too. My truck sucks too on the track. Like it can't hook to save its life. It can't hook to save its life. His wheel hops. Um, but it's all good fun. It's not a serious event. Like a lot of people kind of like they kind of give us crap for not being a more serious event. But I kind of like that about it. It's just we're just there. We all have a passion for cars. We hang out. It's a good time. It really is. It really is. Oh man, I want to get T56 and put in something one of these days. They're so expensive now. Like the Magnums, the T56 Magnums, which is like the redesigned one, they're like like $4,000, 4,500 maybe now. Expensive. Mine hooks and breaks. I have zero skill at slipping the clutch on glue. You know what? That's fair, dude. Like, and that's kind of the problem, right? Like you spinning, you don't break crap, right? You start hooking, you find your weak link real quick. Oh, dude, Houston. That's probably. Oh, well, I can find out real quick. I can find out. It's probably a bit farther than you'd want to drive. Houston, Texas, to. All right, let's see. Mm, let's see if Google will show me. Okay. All right, it's only 10 hours. That's honestly not bad. It's 10 and a half hours. For me, it's 8 hours. So, yeah, it's only 178 miles more for you than it is to me. And, like, I get that that's still a commitment, that's still a drive. So, like, no harm, no foul if you don't want to drive 10 hours, right? I get you. But like that's not that bad. I mean, Texas is a big place, right? So like I was, thinking depending on where you work, it'd be a lot farther. But that's not too bad. Like I said, I drive like 500 miles exactly from Ohio. It's in Sikeston, Missouri. In case you're curious, I drive exactly 500 miles. So 678 miles isn't that bad. But like I said, I understand. I understand. Come to the Notre Dame National Tour. We'd love to have you there, all invited. Yeah, like I said, I would, dude, like more than happy, more than happy. Um, Turbo World, your car. uh, uh, Closer than Spokane. Spokane, not bad, but not 30 minutes. I feel you. I feel you. It's not 30 minutes. Like I said, it's a commitment, which is why I don't ever pressure anybody to go. Like you either have the time, you have the money, you want to go, or you don't. Like it's cool, but I'm happy to also know it isn't like an 18-hour drive for you. That makes me feel a bit better. Takes 10 hours to get to Texas, right? And Texas is a big place, dude. Like I forget how big Texas is. Hell, I drove 700 miles and ran 9.5. Hey, 9.5. Well, I mean, okay, in the eighth. I mean, it's still fine, But yeah, it's not too bad. 9 hours for me, done it twice so far. Yeah, like I said, 8 hours for me, depending on how fast I drive, right? I really do appreciate the invite. 110% want to, not prepared, but goals are being made. And see, that's the best part, dude. Like, you don't have to like. And I get it. There's like a weird thing where like, well, if I go, I want to like be prepared to race, right? So like, why go if I'm not going to race? And that is a very valid mindset to have. But I will say that the last 2 years, okay, the first year I made it, I didn't have my car done. Last year I made it halfway, and stuff happened, right? So like it's still a good time even if you don't have a car, or you're not going to run like fast. Like who cares, right? You're just there to have a good time. So he's sandbagging that Model T. Yeah, right. Oh man, that's funny, dude. That's funny. uh yeah, Turbo Tom's, he's not too far from me, really. He drove by my house the other day. I was kind of bummed out I missed him. He sent me an email, and I didn't see the email till like later that night, and it's like, oh darn. So I got on my number though. So next time. That 1916 only has 20 horsepower. Okay. So I found this the other day. It was an engine. Um, it was an engine for a Model T. Um, and let's see if I can find it real quick. It was a random it was a random like article from Motor Trend that just popped up on my feed that I read. But there's this guy that makes an aftermarket Model T block, but it's about as original as you can get as far as a block goes. Like it uses all the stock parts built to it, right? But it has a couple of really nice features. It's a really stout block, so apparently the older blocks have casting issues. I mean, which I get it, right? They came out in 1916. It has 5 main bearings, and it comes with a crank. It has improved ports for airflow, and I think they were making like 100 plus horsepower stock with just the block and bolt-ons and stuff like that. And the kicker is for the block and the crank. I think it was only like $4,000, which to me seems like a really good deal. Because I guess that's a problem with them old Model T engines, right? Is they had like what 3 main bearings. You can't really put a whole lot of power through 3 main bearings. The crank turns into a spaghetti noodle, right? So it looked real fun. Time I saw some footage of it. It's good. It's good. It's got coil over plug ignition. It's got flywheel or wheel. You guys are funny. You could put a quarter scale RC engine on meth in there and raise those numbers. Okay, I gotta go, man. Later, buddy. No, you're good, dude. You're good. I appreciate you hanging out, man. Like, I really do. Oh, shit. Barrows is here. How's it going, buddy? Barrows, how you doing, bud? It's been a long life. You gotta keep me busy. It's great. I just ran the car as I drove it down 3,800, 308 down positive and let the trans shift itself. Oh, man. All right, gentlemen. Now I'm having a blast. I've had a blast, right? But I've also been up since 7 a.m. I worked 10 hours a day, and it was a rough day. It was a rough day. So I do believe that I am going to be shutting her down here in a couple minutes. Um, so if I put the link down there, so if you want to like pop in and say hi real quick, be my guest. If you don't, that's also cool. As usual, I appreciate everybody that stopped in today's live. Everybody. Um, and the problem is there's been so gosh darn many of you that it's going to be hard to thank you, but I'm going to try. Okay, so Turbo Tom, thank you. Robert Manji, thank you. Levi, obviously, he spent half the live with us, right? So thanks to Levi Backyard Performance. Everybody needs to go check him out. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed to Levi. Dean is the man, #1 fan. Bad Wrench, I'm a Bad Wrench. Dude has been popping in to most of my lives recently, and he seems like a real cool dude. So, and the new guy, which I don't recognize, but I could be wrong. Where it's JTJ250. Dude seemed real nice, and he seemed like he had like a good head on his shoulders. So I want to thank him for stopping in. Let's see who else. Jason's Garage Inc. stopped in. Heavens Mo Power. I think he's still in here. He's at work, working hard. Oh, thanks you for stopping in here, my dude. Dr. R stopped in here for a little bit. 38 POS Racing, my dude. As a pleasure as always. Who else? We forgetting anybody? Mrs. Wendy English popped in. Gotta give a big shout out to the Mrs. English. We didn't see Mr. English, the Don English today, so that was kind of weird. A Bad Tree popped in for a little bit. We gotta thank him. Oh man, let's see. That might be everybody. We might have gotten everybody. You know who wasn't here tonight, which I'm kind of bummed out about? Clint. Clint was not here tonight, so I'm kind of bummed out about that. Turbo World popped in, and we squashed any possible, whatever might have been between the two of us is not there anymore. Turbo World is a cool guy, and I do appreciate him stopping in. Like I said, I really do like Turbo World. He's a great guy. And I do feel bad that we got off on the wrong foot, but that's part of the internet, right? It's hard to like context through text. You lose a lot of the body language, and and stuff. So, like I said, I'm happy we're good there. Let's see. Gosh, you guys talked a lot tonight. There's Miss English. Oh man. Also, guys, we did get a little political tonight, and I do want to say, like normally, it's not gonna be an everyday thing. Okay, like I said, I try just to talk about the stuff as it relates to the car hobby, right? But I don't want to get into the weeds, as it were. So we're not going to. Like I said, we'll next time keep it about cars. Um, yeah, I think I got everybody. Barrows popped in. I don't know if he's still here, but he popped in. Let's see. See you next week. Yeah, I'll see you next week, 3 to 38. GM guys are people too. That's right. I just get in. It's over. I'm sorry, man. Like I really am. Like I've been out here 2.5 hours. Like it's been a long night. It's been a long night. The cult is disappearing. Yep. I'm sure. Like I've been watching the number up there. It said there was like 8 people watching. I don't think we had 8 people talking at the same time. So there's people lurking in the shadows, and it makes me wonder who them were. Right. Hey Barrows, guess what I named my charger? Hot Mess. I'll be keeping the metal hot. Damn right, brother. All right, guys. You guys are great. You guys are the dudes. I'm gonna try to get a new video out tomorrow or Wednesday. Yes. So keep an eye out for it. It's just gonna be like a general update on what's going on in the shop, getting ready for winter projects, moving around, shit like that. So nothing too crazy, but hopefully it'll be out tomorrow, Wednesday. I said it's been 60 out, so you know. Yeah, so I'm gonna call it here. Next week I might be in earlier. Like you, rough long days, dude. It's all good. Hey, you know what? It's the thought that counts, and you popped in and said hi, and I appreciate it. Like that's cool. Yeah, so that's the plan. Like I said, new video next couple days, and Monday I'll be here again. We might even be able to squeak 2 videos out this week. Depends on what shows up in the mail. I do got that intake for the K series, so maybe I start thinking around with that. I don't know, but anyway, fellas, it's Tall Garage. I appreciate every last one of you. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.